各位嘉賓、各位朋友，早晨！歡迎大家出席職安健創新及科技博覽。我係今日嘅大會司儀林嘉瑤嘉嘉，大家好嘛！請以熱烈嘅掌聲，我哋歡迎晒現場咁多位嘉賓，同埋線上面收睇緊直播嘅朋友，你哋好！今日咧好開心啊！除咗雲集本地同埋海外多位職安領袖同埋精英，仲有業界領頭企業代表、三地嘅領袖同埋職安健合作夥伴聚首一堂，一齊見證今日呢個盛事㗎。事不宜遲，現在我哋首先有請職安局主席蒙德揚博士到台上為我哋致歡迎詞，有請蒙主席。
Chief Secretary Mr. Chan, Secretary for Labor and Welfare Chris, Alice, May, and Legislative Council members, distinguished guests, speakers, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good to see you all today. I'm especially happy to be here, seeing the gathering of all distinguished groups of professionals, panel speakers, and guests. A warm welcome to you all who are joining this event on site and online. I wish to begin by thanking our Chief Secretary for gracing us with your presence and the strong support of the Hong Kong government for this very first Occupational Safety and Health Innovation Expo in Hong Kong. Innovation and technology are changing every aspect of our lives and work, including workspace safety and health. AI, new technologies, and tools are crucial in improving safety and health by automating dangerous operation and removing potential risks. In last week's budget speech, the Financial Secretary, Mr. Chan, announced various measures to support the strong development of Hong Kong innovation and technology sector. OSHC is committed to support the government initiatives as an advocate and facilitator. We take pride in our role in sharing knowledge across diverse industries. This expo consists of two parts: an exhibition with 60 local international exhibitors, and a conference featuring local, mainland, and international experts, sharing their insights on applications of innovations and technologies for enhancing OSH in different industries. Another highlight is the OSH Inno Award, which recognizes the innovative solutions from companies and secondary school students on different OSH issues. No matter what industry you are from, I hope you can explore and benefit from the power of innovation and technology, and to improve your safety and health performances. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the Labor Department and co-organizers for making this very first OSH Inno Expo a successful one. I'm truly grateful to our friends from the Greater Bay Area, from Germany, from Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, Spain, for traveling a long way to Hong Kong. Hope you can find time to explore our beautiful Hong Kong while you are here. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all will enjoy this expo and tell your friends to come and take home valuable ideas and insights to make your workplace safer and healthier. Thank you very much.
多謝蒙主席，請就座。接住落嚟，我哋恭請香港特別行政區政府政務司司長陳國基先生 GBS IDSM 太平紳士到台上為我哋致辭，掌聲歡迎陳司長。
Dr. Mo, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to join you for the opening of the OSH Innovation and Technology Expo. Let me first extend my very warm welcome to the entrepreneurs and innovators, occupational safety and health practitioners, government officials, and academics, as well as the general public for attending this expo. You are taking part in person and online from Hong Kong, mainland China, and around the world, here for a two-day summit on occupational safety and health, and for the important role that innovation and technology play in it. Robotics, AI, cloud technology, and sensing and display technology are just some of the smart developments on the Expo's agenda. More than 30 speakers from various sectors such as innovation and technology, medicine, logistics, and construction will share with us their expertise and innovations. And the Expo's exhibition feature more than 50 local and global organizations with their latest safety products and developments in industrial and construction settings. The government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, like everyone here, looks forward to their insights. We are determined to safeguard and enhance the occupational safety and health of workers in Hong Kong, and the use of innovation and technology in industrial operations and construction projects is key to achieving this goal. For one thing, timely alerts to site personnel can make a difference. In this regard, smart site safety systems are being increasingly adopted. They are used to monitor high-risk construction activities so that potential dangers can be identified early and tackled immediately. Since February last year, our government has required all capital works contracts that exceeds 30 billion Hong Kong dollars, that is some $4 million to adopt the system. To fast-track its application, our government is providing subsidies on private work sites through the Construction and Innovation and Technology Fund. Contractors are also offering support services through the Construction Industry Council. Recently, the Housing Bureau has entered into an MOU with the Hong Kong Applied Science and Technology Research Institute. The mission is to explore innovative solutions and applications in construction safety and efficiency. The technologies under their study include smart optical sensing for high-precision MIC positioning, enhanced 5G coverage for remote crane control, and universal AI predictive maintenance systems for lift. These innovations can reduce physically demanding tasks and provide real-time on-site safety monitoring. And I'm pleased to announce that today, our Labor Department is launching the updated Work Safety Alert mobile app, OSH 2.0. The app is more than a safety alert. It will provide the latest occupational safety and health information to the public. It will also allow employers and employees to enroll in occupational safety and health courses and report unsafe workplace operations. I have every confidence that with the collective wisdoms of you all and the wider use of innovation and technology, we can make workplace safer, healthier, and smarter. My thanks to the organizers, the Labor Department, and the Occupational Safety and Health Council, and the many supporting organizations for putting this expo together. I wish you all a rewarding time here, as well as the best of business, occupational safety and health in the year ahead. Thank you very much.
多謝晒陳司長，請就座。Today, we are very honored to have a special guest from overseas who has kindly given us a speech. Please join me in welcoming the President of the International Social Security Association, ISSA, Dr. Esmond. 接住落嚟，我哋邀請到身處海外嘅國際社會保障協會主席 Dr. Esmond 為我哋致辭㗎，一齊睇睇。
On behalf of the International Social Security Association, ISSA, I extend my heartfelt congratulations on successfully organizing the first ever OSH Innovation and Technology Expo. ISSA is honored to play a role in this significant milestone, highlighting Hong Kong's dedication to occupational safety and health. Yet, as we celebrate progress, statistics remind us that over 2.78 million workers globally succumb to occupational accidents or diseases in a year, with this number increasing annually. Therefore, this expo exemplifies our collective commitment to advancing occupational safety and health. The Vision Zero principles showcased here resonate with ISA's dedication to prevention, fostering safety, health, and well-being at all levels of work. And at ISA, we offer a comprehensive collection of OSH solutions, guides, resources, and training that have not only been implemented, but those that have proven their effectiveness in the global pursuit of creating safer and healthier workplaces. Ladies and gentlemen, with the passing of 1 month since the Chinese New Year celebrations, I would also like to take this opportunity to extend my warmest wishes for a prosperous and joyous year of the Dragon to all attendees. May the spirit of renewal and good fortune accompany you throughout the Expo and the coming months. While I regret not being able to join all of you in person, please accept my best wishes for a successful and impactful OSH Innovation and Technology Expo. May this event not only inspire innovation but also lay the foundation for a future where occupational safety is a universal priority worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Asman, for the remarkable speech. 現在有請主禮嘉賓到台上為我哋主持簡單而隆重嘅開幕儀式。我哋恭請職安局成員及職安健創新及資訊科技委員會主席周樂美琪女士到台上，亦都有請勞工處處長陳永韶女士太平紳士。勞工及福利局常任秘書長劉艷女士太平紳士，亦都有請勞工及福利局局長孫玉菡先生太平紳士，以及職安局主席蒙德陽博士陪同香港特別行政區政府政務司司長陳國基先生 GBS IDSM 太平紳士到台上。請大家以最熱烈嘅掌聲，我哋歡迎晒咁多位主禮嘉賓。先請各位嘉賓咧將手放喺咧屏幕上面嘅位置，準備為活動注入能量。儀式開始之前，先請各位嘉賓面向住我哋台前嘅大會攝影師影張合照啊！一陣間咧，我哋一齊數3聲咧，就會請咁多位主禮嘉賓輕按屏幕，為今日嘅活動打開序幕。請大家準備，一齊倒數，預備3、2、1。Let us harness the power of innovation and technology for OSH. 讓我哋一齊善用創新及科技，提升職安健水平。The OSH Innovation and Technology Expo has now commenced. Thank you for the best wishes for the Expo, which marks Hong Kong's first dedicated exposition in this field. 有請各位主禮嘉賓移步上前，我哋一齊影張合照嘅。Would our guests please step forward for another group photo taking?請各位嘉賓咧先面向我哋台前嘅大會攝影師。Please keep your big smile and face our official photographer。然後咧，我哋最後排都有好多傳媒朋友想幫大家影多張嘅大合照。請各位嘉賓面向住我哋最後排嘅傳媒朋友攝影師啊！我哋以熱烈嘅掌聲，多謝晒咁多位主禮嘉賓。有請周樂美琪女士繼續留步，有請其他嘉賓可以先行就座。多謝晒各位嘉賓 ，Thank you all our guests。今日嘅活動可以順利進行，實在有賴各界嘅鼎力支持，仲要感謝我哋嘅鑽石贊助商。現在我哋有請職安局成員及職安健創新及資訊科技委員會主席周樂美琪女士為我哋致送感謝狀。有請今日活動嘅鑽石贊助商城巴有限公司由風險合規及人才管理總監陳婉婷女士到台上接受。我哋掌聲歡迎城巴有限公司嘅代表，歡迎晒，亦都多謝晒我哋嘅鑽石贊助商。請兩位面向鏡頭影張合照啦。再次多謝鑽石贊助商城巴有限公司嘅鼎力支持。 有請周女士繼續留步，陳女士可以先行就座。接住有請香港空運貨站有限公司由安全可持續發展及品質保證主管蕭志敏先生到台上接受。歡迎晒，亦都多謝晒香港空運貨站有限公司嘅支持，多謝晒。再次感謝香港空運貨站有限公司，我哋嘅專設贊助，亦都多謝晒蕭生。而家呢，我哋有請周女士為我哋致送感謝狀俾醫療輔助隊，以感謝佢哋喺活動上提供嘅支援同埋服務。我哋有請醫療輔助隊嘅代表，俾啲掌聲，多謝佢哋嘅支持，好唔好啊 ？Thank you。好，請各位面向鏡頭啦！再次感謝醫療輔助隊，再嚟多張嘅，喺度亦都唔該晒周女士，亦都多謝醫療輔助隊，請各位就座，多謝晒。好啦，嚟到呢個部分咧，開幕禮就嚟到尾聲啦，接住落嚟就會係研討會環節啦，大家亦都可以自由參觀現場多達60個本地及海外參展商攤位㗎。而我哋嘅提大家啦，研討會咧係設有即時傳譯嘅，分別咧就係有頻道1就係收聽英文，頻道2就係收聽普通話。有需要嘅話咧，可以向我哋現場嘅工作人員去借用耳機㗎。溫馨提示一下，我們現場的朋友們，大會設有實時傳譯，有需要的話可以向工作人員借用耳機。頻道1是收聽英語，頻道2是收聽普通話。We offer simultaneous interpretation services. Channel 1 is for English, Channel 2 is for 普通話 Mandarin. Should you require any assistance, please feel free to inquire with our dedicated staff members. 另外，今日嘅研討會咧係設有出席證明嘅。如果想拎到出席證明嘅話咧，記得喺離場之前掃描椅背後面嘅二維碼啦。而我哋今日嘅整場研討會咧係會橫跨上下晝㗎，好開心邀請到17個嚟自世界各地嘅講者同我哋分享。即將咧就會有請第一位講者嚟到台上，佢就係藤田俊弘博士。等我詳細介紹下佢啊。Dr. Fujita is a director of the Institute of Global Safety Promotion and has been participating in the Global Coalition for Safety and Health at Work task group on Vision Zero at the enterprise level. Dr. Fujita organized the Vision Zero Summit Japan 2022 as a member of the Global Coalition for Safety Health at Work. 事不宜遲啦，我哋而家咧就將時間交俾藤田俊弘博士。Dr. Fujita, please, over to you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great honor I can speak here to all of you regarding the latest technology that we have been pursuing in Japan. And I already found that very interesting technologies here. And finally, I'd like to invite you in my talk. All of you are welcome to visit Japan to the next expo, Osaka Kansai Expo, year 2025. So let me start my explanation regarding the presentation. About the Institute of Global Safety Promotion. This is really the engineering institution to pursuing the state-of-the-art technology to change the occupational safety health environment supported by many companies, as you can see here. And we have a lot of committees, like a strategy planning committee, robot committee, construction committee, led by Shimizu Construction Industry, and manufacturing committee led by Toyota Automobile. And we have working together how we can implement the interesting technology to the OSH environment. And we could achieve a lot of accomplishment, but let me explain you the most important slide I'd like to share with you. The safety of machinery is very important as a fundamental technology to protect people, reducing the risk. But the concept itself was born more than 30 years ago. That's why by implementing newest technology, I think we can realize not only make the workers from minus situation to zero, as shown in here, but we can let them work more happier with well-being, so that the collaborative safety concept is not only making people from minus to zero, but the most important one is from 0 to plus. This is a new concept. I think I can see a lot of technology is aiming to do this. Let me explain you by using the lion as a robot. 40 years ago, people need to be very careful not to be hit by robot. 20 years ago, since it is very difficult to be avoiding always, the robot is surrounded by the fence to avoid the accident. But in nowadays, as you can see here, not only giving the worker the safety, but we should consider their well-being as well. That's why we invented the concept of safety 2.0. As you can see, 40 years ago, safety 0.0, 20 years ago, safety 1.0, and in nowadays, we need to create a new technology called safety 2.0. As you can see, as I mentioned, we can increase the state of the people, workers' condition to aiming the safety, health, and well-being. This is, of course, as you know, the Vision Zero concept mindset. The Vision Zero, Mr. Konkorowski will have a nice talk after me. The first time I learned about the Vision Zero is when I invited Dr. Dietmar Reinhardt, IFA director from Germany, on June 2017. We had a very good conference called the Collaborative Safety Conference, aiming the safety in the future. And at that time, Dr. Reinhardt told me that Vision Zero is going to be very important. After that, we invited Dr. Pete Kynes from Denmark, Dr. Tomi Alanko from Finland, and Dr. Zvetsrud from Holland. And finally, we invited Mr. Konkorowski to have a Vision Zero launch in Tokyo in year 2018. And after that, we decided to consider the concept, the collaborative safety, and the Vision Zero had the same final goal to achieve the safety, health, and well-being. Since I'm an engineer, I think you can understand the factorization. If we consider the factors, the factor of collaborative safety and the factor of Vision Zero is exactly same. So that we have decided to issue the IEC white paper. IEC is a standardization body located in Geneva, International Electrotechnical Commission. We asked the Japanese government, Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, to support us to issue this white paper called the Safety in the Future. And as you can see here, not only just technology development, but we should consider about the people and management leadership, as well as international standardization. And all these institutions shown here include the ISER, as Dr. Azuma mentioned, ISER, and also the BG, ETEM are very supportive to publish this Safety in the Future white paper. And also, we had a very good conference in Dubai, how we can expand these new technology innovations should be utilized in the occupational safety, health, well-being environment. And now, after that, we could hold the Vision Zero Summit Japan. This is the main host is by the Global Coalition for Safety and Health at Work and Task Group Vision Zero, and we could hold this summit in May 2022, and the very prominent speakers did a very good speech, including Dr. Tedros from World Health Organization and Minister Goto, Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, also did a very encouraging speech. Let's work together globally. And as you can see here, we had a 16 session at that time regarding the technology, human, management, and also the global social trend, including the consensus, like a Vision Zero. And fortunately, I had an opportunity to have a speech regarding the Tokyo Declaration. Tokyo Declaration mentioned the importance of Vision Zero to expand to Vision Zero for all. Vision Zero for all means we have 8 billion people on the planet. There are many people still left behind, so that we can consider how technology can be implemented globally to make them more happier with well-being. And let me go into the detail of the technology development. I'm sure all the exhibitors can, in line with my statement. The collaborative safety, as shown here, connect human, machine, and environment by ICT, communication technology. And this is important, not only manufacturing, but agriculture, healthcare, and construction as well. The first theme that we challenged together with the construction company is how we can improve the workers at the construction site. Because according to the International Labor Organization statistics, every year, 60,000 people die by the accident. One of the very good speech by President Mr. Inoue, Shimizu Corporation, one of the biggest construction company, as shown here on the left top slide, he showed about the Lion model. They are implementing the new technology state-of-the-art to improve the environment. As a matter of fact, the Shimizu Corporation already implemented the state-of-the-art technology for their tunnel construction by using AI technology together with the alarm technology to let them understand the dangerous situation. And this is already certified as a Safety 2.0 certification by the authority. And sorry, I don't have a movie here because of the time limitation, but this is a very unique challenge for them. And what we found is that workers, this slide shows the before and after. Before implementing this collaborative safety technology, and after the implementation of this technology, the worker feel very comfortable and happier, well-being. So this is considered to be very nice technology to implement. And also, another example in construction industry is by Daiwa House. Daiwa House is one of the biggest house manufacturer in Japan, and this is awarded one achievement out of 1,000 application. This is done by Mr. Mori of Daiwa House. What he did is, as you can imagine, mobile elevating work platform is very dangerous machine. As you can see here, once it hit, he is very easy to be damaged. As you can see here, the mobile elevating platform, the fatality rate exceeding 90%. According to the global statistics, 35 accidents happened, 32 people died. So that Daiwa House invented the new technology based upon the collaborative safety concept, Safety 2.0. Again, this is also certified by the Safety 2.0 as a official technology. And they utilize the robotics technology called the enabling devices to avoid such accident. And Daiwa House is very kind to let many companies utilize this technology for the mobile elevating platform already. And again, what we found is if we compare the before and after, many people at work feel very comfortable without having the anxiety, we may be danger. So this is also another achievement. So as you can see here, the traditional way of thinking of safety is reduce the risk from minus to 0, but we feel that all these evidence show the worker feel very comfortable so that collaborative safety is capable to change the mindset and occupational safety, health, well-being environment from minus to 0 to plus. And we already published this achievement in the book called the Jisen Well-being in Japanese. And so far, the well-being is introduced by World Health Organization, as shown on the left top slide by Dr. Tedros. The United Nations, the SDGs, is eventually to realize the people's well-being on the planet. And the Vision Zero for All, Mr. Konkrowski will explain later, this is also realizing the workers' safety, health, well-being. And Japan worked so far to realize that by technology called collaborative safety. And I wish we can work together with the Hong Kong people to collaborate to more having the nicer technology together. And in Japan, as I mentioned, construction industry, we worked very closely, but from last year, we have been working for the manufacturing industry, such as Toyota. Toyota has a mission, producing happiness for all. I like this, producing happiness for all. That's why they started implementing the collaborative robot. Sorry, this is no video, but without collaborative safety and with collaborative safety, they utilize the signaling and controlling technology, the new one. They found that by implementing this new technology, the unsafe behavior rate is dramatically decreased, 80% reduction. That's why even Toyota automobile manufacturing side, they found that the collaborative technology can give the benefit for the workers to expand to the state of the well-being as well. That's the reason why 2 months ago, we could start the manufacturing committee in IGSAP, led by Toyota Automobile, how we can create this technology into the international standardization, such as IEC and ISO, to let all the people can get the benefit in utilization. So let me a little bit more show the detail of the concept. For example, Toyota utilizing the collaborative robot with a capacitive non-contact switch. So he can control whenever he needs to stop the robot. And as you can see, again, before and after comparison, this technology can improve the well-being of the workers. And also, another new technology for warehouse is the autonomous mobile robot can follow the workers. And again, this is also improving the well-being. And also, this is not the state-of-the-art technology, maybe, but in Japan, the workers becoming older, so that very tough to push the heavy stuff to convey to the other area. That's why the well-being technology is invented to make a electrical assisted wheel to carry very simply. As I can see there, the company, I don't know, the Hilt, Neuron, their technology is also very helpful for the people to be feeling the well-being. As you can see here, it is already utilized. And also the tablet is becoming more and more important, so that this is also now, in nowadays, applicable in actual manufacturing. So that safety 2.0, the collaborative safety technology started to be utilized so that we can increase more and more new concepts, as I can see here today, to let people not only staying from minus to zero, but from zero to plus. We had an honor to receive the Vision Zero Award last November in Australia. The reason why we achieved is because we are aiming to have the World Expo, Osaka Kansai Expo next year, together with all the people concerned. As I mentioned, we working together with the World Health Organization, International Labor Organization, ISR, and these people are supportive to have a demonstration together at the Expo 2025. The main theme of Expo is designing future society for our lives, and sub-themes are saving lives, empowering lives, and connecting lives. As I mentioned, at this moment, there are people, many people left behind, but we have a dream to create no one left behind in year 2030, so that by utilizing the opportunity of Expo, we like to do that. As you know, the Vision Zero concept was born in Germany in year 2014 during the World Congress for Safety and Health, and it became an official movement in Singapore when Mr. Ho, organized the World Congress in Singapore, and Mr. Kongoruski led as the Secretary General of ISR to let all the people in the world understand. And Japan has an opportunity to expand to more global scale to the 8 billion people next year. And I'd like you to visit Japan. Please take a memo. July 16th to 19th. July 16th to 19th, we will have a big event. This is a historically first time the safety will be the main theme, working together with International United Nations Organization to let the world understand the importance of safety, health, well-being, Vision Zero. So global initiative, that's why, for safety, health, and well-being at Expo 2025 and beyond, we call the GISHW, was founded last year in Bilbao, Spain. This is a global initiative, and we'd like to do a lot of symposium, exhibition, assembly, like that. And this will be announced soon at the website. So I think you can enjoy the detail of our planning. And in this organizing committee and executive committee, Ms. Bonnie Yao and Mr. Winson is our partner to consider what we should transmit to the world. And these are the members of the executive committee and organizing committee from United Nations, ILO, and WHO. And we are pleased, if you are interested to be involved in these activities, please let us know. And not only the Expo 2025, we can introduce you the opportunity, even this year, November 13th to 15th, we have a Puchi Expo event in Japan. And if you have an interest in technology demonstration, you are welcome to have a demonstration to realize the human-machine environment connection with ICT. What I mean is wearable technology, smart technology for the people is highly developed in nowadays. And the machine, like robotics, also developed implementing the AI technology. But so far, the current standard, there is a wall between people and robot to protect, the standard saying we need to put fence. But as I mentioned, to considering to changing the working environment, not only from minus to zero, from zero to plus, we can implement the state-of-art technology as demonstrated here to change the mindset, and many devices are already started to be implemented. As I showed you, like a Toyota case and Shimizu construction case and Daiwa House, all of these new technology can benefit workers to change their state of the well-being. So that, this is my final slide. I'd like you to join the historical moment next year, July 16th to 19th, to change the working environment completely, and not only just visiting for the exhibition. I'd like you to have another extra opportunity to enjoy staying in Japan, enjoy scenic, good food, and good sake. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you so much to Dr. Fujita. Would you please be seated? Thank you so much. Please be seated. Thank you for the excellent presentation. 喺呢個咁開心嘅時刻呢，我哋不如就影一張嘅大合照啊！將會邀請各位嘅嘉賓啦嚟到台上參與呢一張嘅大合照嘅。At this memorable occasion, we'd like to invite some of our VIP guests to come on stage to have a group photo together. 咁首先呢，就係有請我哋嘅合辦機構代表，有請以下合辦機構派代表到台上參與合照。歡迎香港中華廠商聯合會、物流及供應鏈多元技術研發中心、香港應用科技研究院、香港數碼港管理有限公司、香港工業總會、香港生產力促進局、香港中華總商會以及香港科技園公司。有請以上嘅合辦機構請派一位代表到台上參與我哋呢一張嘅大合照。同時呢，亦都有請我哋嘅策略夥伴派一位代表，亦都到台上參與大合照啊！係啦，歡迎晒咁多位，而家可以嚟到台上面㗎啦。我哋會繼續邀請更多嘅嘉賓嚟到台上㗎。接住落嚟呢，亦都有請我哋嘅大灣區領導啊，我們有請大灣區領導到台上，包括廣東省應急管理廳、東莞市應急管理局、深圳市建築工務署以及江門市應急管理局嘅嘉賓。同時都有請澳門勞工事務局局長黃志雄先生到台上參與合照，歡迎晒咁多位。當然唔少得我哋職安局成員及職安健創新及資訊科技委員會主席周樂美琪女士、勞工處副處長職業安全及健康馮浩然先生 JP、職安局主席蒙德陽博士，以及勞工處處長陳永韶女士 JP 到台上嘅。請大家以最熱烈嘅掌聲歡迎晒台上面咁多位嘉賓，好唔好啊？歡迎晒。好，有請各位嘉賓一齊望住前面嘅大會攝影師鏡頭，我哋嚟第一張嘅大合照啊！好多謝我哋嘅合辦機構，亦都有我哋嘅策略夥伴一齊支持同埋主辦我哋嘅職安健創新及科技博覽2024。好，再嚟多張，預備3、2、1，多謝晒咁多位嘉賓，有請各位嘉賓就座，多謝各位。Thank you all our guests. Please take your seats. Thank you. 我哋繼續研討會環節啦，將會咧就係邀請第2位嘅講者到台上為我哋進行分享。Let us invite our second speaker on stage. We have Mr. Hans Horst Konkolisky. Mr. Konkolisky is the president of the International Occupational Risk Prevention Foundation, which is based in Barcelona. He also served as Secretary General of the International Social Security Association. Under his leadership, a range of new initiatives were taken to strengthen, in particular, the proactive and preventive role of social security. Please welcome our honored speaker, Mr. Konkolisky, to the stage. Mr. Konkolisky, please.
Thank you very much for this kind introduction. And first of all, I would like to thank the organizers, Department of Labor and the Occupational Safety and Health Council of Hong Kong for this kind invitation to join you today at this very inaugural event, the OSH Innovation Expo here in Hong Kong. And as you heard, you're showing the way because next year we'll try it also in Osaka for the first time during the World Exhibition. So you will be an example for us to follow. In my presentation, I will follow up on what Dr. Fujita has already mentioned. He has focused very much on technology, while I will focus a bit more widely on prevention, the future of prevention, and the future of what prevention professionals have to do in order to also innovate, because innovation is the name of the game, as we have heard, and we believe that we can contribute to the Great Reset, to the focus on people and planet introduced by the World Economic Forum. I will mention and go into detail with 4 key challenges for prevention where we really need to innovate, and then discuss at the end if it's time for a paradigm shift in our way of doing things. So you might recall we had the pandemic starting, the COVID-19 pandemic starting, and the response from the World Economic Forum was to invite the leaders of the world to engage in a discourse for a post-COVID world which should be better, for a better future for both people and planet. And this is something that echoes in what we are engaged in when we talk about occupational safety and health, because it translates into improved health and sustainability. So since this invitation came from the World Economic Forum, we have at the international level discussed how can we actually contribute to this future. And we found that, yes, we believe that occupational safety and health is actually a strong contributor to the overall well-being of populations and progress of populations, that we can contribute to a better future for health and sustainability. But in order to do so, there are 4 areas that we need to discuss, where we need to innovate. The first one is we have to review our understanding of occupational safety and health, which traditionally has been defined by legislation, where we have defined what we understand, how we understand occupational safety and health. And traditionally we have been focusing on accident prevention and the prevention of diseases that were listed, occupational diseases. And this understanding has to change. And here, Vision Zero, as mentioned by Dr. Fujita, came in as a game changer, because for the first time, we actually have launched a global campaign for safety, health, and well-being at work. And it seems strange that we had to wait until 2017 until this happened to our globe, but this is what happened. And now we have celebrated already its 6th anniversary, and I would just like to say a few words about Vision Zero. Because what was new? Well, first of all, it introduced a new concept that brought together both safety, so the accident prevention, health, so the prevention of diseases caused by work, and well-being at work. And especially well-being was a new dimension that had not really been addressed in legislation before. So these 3 dimensions bring together what we decide should be our objective. And what it introduces is a new mindset. And the mindset is that all accidents, occupational diseases, and injuries are actually preventable. So this mindset is what brings us together, I think, in our profession. This is what we believe in every day. Vision Zero is not like it, because you might have heard about Vision Zero from the traffic area where it actually originated. So it was launched in Sweden as a way to try to reduce fatal and serious traffic accidents further. And there it was very quantified. But in our concept, it's not a quantified objective. It's actually a process, like a quality improvement process, where we gradually go towards reducing all accidents and diseases at work. And then, because what we really want to achieve is not a statistical figure. What we want to achieve is actually to build a prevention culture at the workplaces and in society at large that integrates these 3 dimensions of safety, health, and well-being. To support this, there is a roadmap with 7 golden rules, which I will mention in a moment. And very importantly, and I think why has it been such a success, is because it's a decentralized approach. It's not a one-size-fits-all, no? All countries, all companies of all sizes can actually adjust it. All sectors can adjust it to their reality. they can decide what is most important for them to start with. So there is not a one-size-fits-all. And I think this flexibility and decentral concept has been very much a reason for its success. When we talk about occupational health, we must admit also that, as I said, so far we have defined it as occupational diseases listed in our insurance and our compensation regulation. With this concept of Vision Zero, we actually have aligned the understanding of health in occupational health area, in our area, to the definition of health that already in 1948 was given by the WHO in its founding regulation, which is health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, or not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. I think that's important that we now have embraced this wider definition of health as also the basis for our way of working with it. The 7 golden rules, I think if you look at this list, many of you will know them already. There are 3 real novelties. And this is the 1st, the 6th, and the 7th, because the ones you see in between from 2 to 5 are well-known, classical prevention concepts. So you identify your hazards, so you do your risk assessment, you control the risks, you define targets and develop programs for prevention. You ensure that your system is safe and healthy, that you're well organized when you talk about improvements, and that, of course, when you purchase machinery or you organize new workplaces, build new workplaces, that you take into consideration safety and health. The real new elements that have been identified and developed actually first in Germany is to take leadership, demonstrate commitment, that we need top management and management commitment, because if the top in the organization does not give the tone, does not lead by example, the rest of the organization will be in doubt. What is actually our objective? Is it to make money, or is it to have healthy and secure work every day? Then, as regards 6 and 7, it's also about people. It's about all employees in the workplace. Not just the safety representatives should know about how they can protect against the risks that are at the workplace. Everybody at the workplace needs to be able to manage their risks and also the risks of their colleagues. So we have to improve qualifications, develop competencies. We need to invest in people and involve them in that process. To build a culture, you need the guidance from the top, the commitment from the top, but the involvement of everybody. You have to democratize prevention and not just make it an issue for the few that have received special training. We need still the safety managers and safety experts to lead and to empower us, but we need everybody involved. This is really the big new issue here. And Vision Zero, the concept since 2017 has been developed. ESA has taken the lead, published this guide, a general guide about the Vision Zero, the 7 golden rules, also with checklists to implement them. And since then, we have seen a range of different new publications showing that it's really a universal approach. There is a guide that is related to small businesses, so it's not just for the big companies. There is a guide that relates to environment, so it's also extending the Vision Zero principles to the environmental conditions. As we said, it's people and sustainability. And also we can see that it's about the global supply chains. It's one of the latest products from ESA, which addresses issues that we have to not only to have it in the producing country, but we have it along the whole supply chain in order to make Vision Zero a reality. And everybody's welcome to join. It's free of cost. There is no cost related to it. There is no financial or legal obligation. Everybody can join the movement, and I invite really all of you who haven't done so yet to go to this, the ESA's Vision Zero website and sign up and become part of this movement of almost 20,000 companies worldwide. Beyond the individual and the individual company, of course, our objective was that it becomes part of national strategies. And during the launch in Singapore, the Prime Minister of Singapore actually committed to Vision Zero and said that this is also the political objective of his government. And this, I think, was really one of the reasons behind the success of the concept, that we have a Prime Minister who says, yes, in Singapore we use Vision Zero as our national strategy. So it's not just a business strategy or a strategy for an individual, but a societal strategy. And in the European Union, as you know, in the European Union, the European Commission actually lays down guidelines which are obligatory for all member states. And very interestingly, then, when the Safety and Health Strategy of the EU for 2021-2027 was launched, it included Vision Zero. Here, Nicholas Schmidt, who is the European Commissioner, is like the European Minister for Labour, he says, we must commit to a Vision Zero approach when it comes to work-related fatalities in the EU. So, in the EU, they start by focusing with the Vision Zero on accidents as a first starting point. As I said, everybody can say where they want to start, what's most important to them. And in the European Commission, they started with fatal accidents, which means you have to look at all accidents. But they will expand it then. And then also importantly, it says, being healthy at work is not only about our physical condition, but also about our mental health and well-being. So also this understanding of the three dimensions, not only safety, not only health in a limited way, but in the wide way, including well-being. And Dr. Fujita mentioned it already when we closed the Vision Zero Summit last year, a declaration was adopted. And Dr. Fujita said, the declaration represents a global consensus on Vision Zero as a compass that will guide all future international, national, industry-specific and company-related prevention activities. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have now a common view on how we would like to work, which mindset we would like to use globally when it comes to safety, health, and well-being. And this is not legislation, this is not regulation, this is not enforcement, this is not labor inspection. This is a commitment that companies take. And this, I think, is a very powerful message. So, as already mentioned, also the Vision Zero journey that started in Germany in 2014 at the World Congress there is continuing. And the next important step will be the Expo in Osaka next year. And I also would like to join Dr. Fujita in inviting all of you to participate in this unique event where we will discuss topics like you are doing here over today and tomorrow, and many others. It will be a global gathering and will be no doubt a mind-setting event. As you can see, there are lots of partners, and I also would like to highlight that actually we have 3 partners from Hong Kong already there. Besides the council, we have also 2 companies, Town Gas and Square Dog Robotics, involved in developing the program for that event. So we're very grateful for your commitment in that work. So my second issue was we need to motivate top management. As you saw, this was the first of the 7 golden rules. But how do we go about kind of motivating top management to address our issue, from the shop floor, so to say? And we can see globally that there is an increased focus now on prevention at top management. And there are several reasons. There's not one reason. The first reason is actually a commitment towards creating safe and healthy corporate culture, which is the Vision Zero mindset. And we see more and more business leaders that have this commitment, that they care about their employees and put this first. The second is because occupational safety and health investment actually pays off. Now, we have international studies that document that for each dollar invested, you get $2.2 back. So it's actually not a cost, it's an investment in a company's productivity and future. Thirdly, it's an increased attention towards the environmental and socio-economic impact of doing business, which is in the United Nations objectives, SDGs for 2030. So this is also a pressure, so to say, a commitment where companies also play a key role. And finally, requirements by governments, customers, and investors for safety, health, and sustainability reporting and documentation. And I will mention this now a bit more in detail, because this is some new developments which I believe will put even more motivation to the company managements and the boards. The first, of course, is the ESG, which I think you all know, environmental, social, and governance reporting. There are 3 columns, and as you can see, in the center one, the social one, we have working condition as one of the dimensions. And here you report typically about your accident risks. You inform about your performance as regards these issues, so incident rates and absenteeism, and this kind of quantified ways of illustrating your performance. Interestingly, now in the European Union, some new standards have been adopted, the EU Sustainability Reporting Standards, which enter into force gradually over the coming years. And in these, we have much more detailed reporting demands. Again, under the social dimension, we have partly a reporting as regards your own workforce, and partly a reporting as regards the workforce in the supply chain. And all companies that have a production in the European Union, they have to follow these guidelines. And there we are much more detailed when it comes to reporting. You cannot just say, oh, what have been our fatal accident development? You have actually to say, what is our capacity? What are our management systems? Now, who is actually included in this system? Who is covered and in which way? How do we actually train our people, and so on and so forth? It's much more qualitative, the capacity of a company to manage its safety, health, and well-being. So that's very interesting because we believe that it will also influence the global reporting development. And why is this reporting important? Well, because when we talk about businesses, it's about money. It's about money that is being invested in companies. And since a few years ago, there is this UN initiative which is called Principles for Responsible Investment. And these principles for responsible investment are actually based on the ESG reporting as a documentation for companies. So they are a guide to investors to see where should they invest their money. And we do not just talk about a few dollars here. We talk about, in 2021, more than $130 trillion that have been invested according to these principles. And as you can see, most of the real big investors like BlackRock and others, they have actually signed up to these principles. So if a company wants to achieve money to secure its future development, investment in technology and others, they need to first document that they are committed to ESG performance, that they report their performance, and that they have good results. So this also is a pressure, an increasing pressure on management and boards. But the other day I was at a similar event like this in Denmark where we discussed the issue of this top management. And I had the pleasure to moderate a discussion between 4 CEOs. And my last question to them was, which recommendation could they give the audience in terms of how can a prevention expert, how can the safety and health expert actually present their cause to them? How should it look like? What is important? And what they said was, first of all, you have to have something that is documented. You have to have good, positive examples, and they have to talk both to your mind and to your heart, so that you really have good stories to tell. But then you will find an open ear, because this is important for companies. So I just wanted to share this with you. I'm sure that Denmark and Hong Kong are not that different when we come to the managers, that this is important. Good practical examples, well documented in terms of its positive impact, and that they speak to both the mind and the heart. But as I said, you need to measure. When you want to convince your top management, you have to not just tell the story, you have to actually document the story. And the problem is that nowadays we still work a lot with indicators that are lagging, where we talk about what are our statistics, how many accidents did we have last year or the last years, how much absenteeism did we have. But these are historic figures. They don't tell you anything about the real capacity of a company to manage its different risks, and especially the more broader risks. And that's interesting that ESA has prepared a report, and this is research-based, this is based on experiences globally, with, for each of the 7 golden rules, 2 indicators, 2 leading indicators, qualitative indicators, so a rather simple set in way where you can collect data that can tell you what is exactly the temperature in your organization when it comes to the 7 golden rules. So I really recommend you to study this report, which is freely available on the website I mentioned before. ESA has also done another way of measuring a company's maturity when it comes to prevention culture, because the objective, as we said, was to build a prevention culture within the company where everybody is involved. but how to measure it. And here, ESA has in its, one of its last report, which is about well-being at work, has presented this, this very interesting maturity scale model where you actually can measure a company's maturity, no? When it comes to different safety, health, and well-being indicators, and see whether you are passive or whether you are at the top of the level and you actually have it fully integrated in your day-to-day business. Also, my organization, the International ORP Foundation, has developed a way of assessing qualitatively a company's ability to manage both safety, health, well-being, and environmental and human resource issues. We call it 5-0, and we talk about 0 injuries, 0 illnesses, 0 waste to illustrate the environmental issue, 0 inequality, so we talk about also the human resource dimension, we talk about diversity and others, and 0 unawareness, which is to enable every staff member, every employee to develop his or her talents in the company. And also there, as you can see with the illustration, we have a way of measuring it and illustrating it, and we have even a certification system linked to it. So there are many different approaches now available, which focus not on lagging indicators, on statistics, on history telling, but actually on capacity measurements, which are much more interesting also for the management to see where you are. And then we have digitalization, which is a topic of this event, and Dr. Fujita has already spoken a lot. And I don't know if you remember this movie, Ex Machina, a few years ago, and it was about all these humanoid robots, and this whole issue of should we be fearful of this new technology. And as Dr. Fujita has shown, no, this is one of the ways to control risks. Now, for example, robots with collaborative safety, Safety 2.0. It's about digital monitoring that you can use, and this is an example from Hong Kong, actually from the Occupational Safety and Health Council, where smart helmets with sensors that can help prevent further health damages and injuries. We have predictive digital solutions where sensors can see whether there are breaches with safety regulation, for example, that there's no helmet worn or that there are issues on the floor that can cause falls. And finally, it's using virtual reality and other tools to do induction training and to have smart ways of learning. As I said, everybody needs to be trained in his and her risks at work, and there we can use this type of training methodology. So, to conclude, I put the question forward in the beginning, is it time for a paradigm shift for innovation when we look at the way we're doing things? And in my view, we have a historic opportunity. With COVID-19, safety, health, and well-being, finally, one could say, had come to the top of the agenda. But other items are coming, so we have to hurry. We cannot just wait. The window might close again. There is a consensus on Vision Zero as a global strategy for health and safety at work, with the Vision Zero Summit, the EU Framework Directive, Framework Program, and others indicate this is a global strategy now. We also had, we haven't mentioned it, but very importantly, last year, the ILO took a decision, the ILC took a decision on health and safety as a fundamental right at work. So this puts further pressure on both governments, but also employers to comply with safety and health regulation issued also by the ILO. And employee health and well-being are increasingly strategic issues. They're not just issues on the ground floor. They have become strategic issues at company level where occupational safety and health now at the center of corporate, social, environmental, and economic stability, sustainability. So we need a new understanding of OSH, of occupational safety and health. The aim must be to promote a healthy and sustainable business culture based on the ILO's fundamental principles, ESA's Vision Zero strategy, and the United Nations SDGs for 2030. And occupational safety and health professionals need to strengthen their capacities, firstly to protect and promote health and well-being, not only safety. It's not just about accident prevention. You need to have a much broader view on health and well-being of the individual at work. We need to have competences as regards this digital transformation, which is very important. We're lifting prevention work from a manual task, because we are often still doing things manually when we talk about prevention, to automatization and digitalization, which gives much more input to us to do our work successfully. But also ESG, ESRS reporting, we have to understand these mechanisms and how we can use them in a conversation with top management. We need to increase collaboration with the sustainability departments and HR departments, not just work as an island, but work with these other departments together to address all three dimensions. And then we need to look at the roles and skills vis-à-vis management commitment, so the conversation with top management. And for that, very importantly, we need to develop the ability to document the culture that the company has and its performance. With this, I say thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much to Mr.康克樂斯基 for the insightful sharing. 接住落嚟，馬上有請第3位嘅講者，歡迎商湯集團有限公司首席戰略顧問、立法會議員尚海龍先生。尚先生同時在 HKAI Lab 擔任執行董事，在商界推行人工智能方面有豐富的經驗。他今天會為我們分享人工智能及雲技術如何幫助職安健管理。我們掌聲歡迎尚先生，有請。
星傑主席、盟主席，咁多位即係勞工處政府嘅朋友咁多位即係女士們、先生們或者國際嘅友人大家早晨。好開心咧，今日受到職安呢個博覽會嘅邀請咧，同大家分享下啲我嘅觀點㗎。首先咧，即係我都好認同咧，啱啱即係日本、德國兩方面嘅專家咧，都講咗好多嘅理念，譬如咧，我哋嘅 Safety 2.0或者用啲新科技係做而家一個 ecosystem 我都好認同㗎。但係咧，相應嚟講，如果齋係講理念嘅話，咁就好似蛋加雞件水。睇得唔飲得㗎嘛究竟我哋應該係點操作呢樣嘢呢？都係個好緊要嘅問題。我相信呢，即係我想分享嘅第一個觀點係乜嘢呢？即係話大家冇微信科技，同埋特別係冇微信冇一樣科技咧，可以解決晒我哋所有嘅問題。就好似我哋今日咧博覽會上高有好多個 booth， 差唔多60個 booth 當中咧，都有好多好 cool 嘅產品㗎，係嘛？咁好多好 cool 嘅產品咧，如果你可以用得到某個巴士集團，咁你就未必用得到一個渠務署嘅場景。你可以用得到咧，所以我哋贊助商咧都有好多不同嘅場景㗎嘛，係嘛？所以我希望咧大家需要對啲科技有啲了解。但係咧，雖然嚟講冇微信科技或者冇覺得一樣科技就可以解決晒所有我哋嘅問題，所以呢個係我想分享嘅第一個觀點。點解我叫自己係工友呢？因為呢，係立法會議員當中啦，我真係多次係落地盤㗎嚇，咁所以咧即係落地盤，你先知地盤有啲咩問題㗎嘛。咁如果你真係即係話冷氣房當中咧係解決問題咧，我相信有時係 PPT 解決唔到問題㗎啊。咁所以咧同大家分享下我嘅觀點。要多謝一個 Thomas 先生何安成先生佢咧幾乎日日透過 WhatsApp 嚟申俾我即係啲唔好嘅信息。今日呢度出咗事，嗰度咧又出咗事所以後面我就靜音咗佢個 WhatsApp。點解咧？即係真係好多即係唔開心啲嘢咧，都會透過 Thomas 分享過嚟㗎。咁好似今日咧，我哋見到即係報紙都有報啦，就係政府派出一個巡查隊咧，即係292個工地咁咧發咗 warning letter 幾多張咧？256張咁就表示咧幾乎所有嘅工地都要收到 warning letter 咁其中咧14個棚架咧即刻受到檢控添，就要上庭㗎啦喎咁你如果我哋 local 香港咧都算係 international city 都算係好重視我哋職安健但反而咧都有咁多嘅問題，咁究竟係出咗咩問題呢？好，咁都有好嘅做法，我都收到啲即係朋友咧伸過嚟就話某啲建築公司做得好好咁佢哋仲拍成 video 咧，就話俾我哋知佢哋做職安健係點做㗎？咁我哋睇一段 video 啦，睇睇。呢個係本地間公司信源建築㗎嘛，佢話每日咧佢都要做嘅簡報會啦。如果係有工友咧遇到意外咁佢哋都會唔嗌啦，咁開始做操咁今日咧檢查下自己嘅 係咪有事故嘅隱患啊、分享啊，係。今日着得 O 唔 OK？ 每日咧睇住個鏡，有人監督住㗎啊！好，睇一個即係你當係一個宣傳片啦。咁其中咧，佢話做得最好㗎，咁樣有個宣傳咧。咁其中你有冇見到好多高科技㗎？一隻狗啊，或者個無人機啊嚇，應該冇㗎嘛。咁做得好，首先一樣嘢，我覺得啱啱好認同咧，即係話德國呢位專家嘅分享咧，佢就話你嘅眼、你嘅腦、你嘅心。要有呢個安全嘅意識㗎啊！咁呢個係好緊要嘅，我相信咧都值得係推廣㗎。唔係話微信所有冇一樣科技可以係即係解決晒所有問題，但我哋自己冇呢個 mindset 冇呢個意識咧，其實係唔得㗎。好，當然咧，我又唔係話科技幫唔到手㗎，科技咧係因不同嘅場景咧都幫得手㗎。呢個咧我同 Cindy 主席咧，從2018年開始咧，我哋都致力於咧用科技係落地到香港嘅不同嘅場景咧，幫到我哋嘅不同嘅你話不同嘅即係場景當中啊。咁今日咧，我見到有一個擺 booth 就係我哋嘅 AI Lab 當中咧孵化出嚟間公司叫 Virgo 咧已經係我哋嘅沙田嗰個污水處理廠咧，而家要搬去嗰個行動當中㗎嘛。咁佢咧已經係嗰度發揮咗自己嘅功能咧，幫到大家工友嘅安全㗎。咁係我自己攤凍嗰時啦影翻㗎。所以咧即係真係海龍有落地盤㗎，係工友嚟㗎。好，咁除咗話香港嘅地盤之外咧，我哋都要睇睇人哋係咪有做得更加好啲㗎呢啲案例啦。咁我見到咧，深圳就做得幾好㗎。深圳嘅前海啊，大家知前海係而家嘅一個示範區嚟㗎。佢哋咧個個工地都有啲機密嘢，但係咧佢對於政府或者管理方咧，佢就係用呢一個即係話SIM 平台。大家知 BIM 係 Building Information Modeling 㗎嘛，咁咧 SIM 就係 City Information Modeling。咁所以佢將所有嘅工地咧變咗係一個電子監督嘅呢個平台啦。所有地方咧，如果你冇照翻政府嘅規矩咧，保障工友嘅安全咧，佢都會有 alert 㗎。咁而家咧，今日我哋喺現場60幾個 booth 當中咧，都見到就話個個都話我識得係冇一種場景底下有個 alert 啦。咁咧我都好驚啊！點解好驚？唔係話嗰個產品唔好㗎，我都好 buy 㗎，好多產品好好㗎。但我驚係咩咧？你需要幾多套 system， 幾多嘅 passing word， 即係先至可以 login 到唔同嘅system。咁咧用唔同嘅產品，最尾咧大家可能都記唔得呢啲嘅 login方法㗎啦。咁最尾你唔係即係話都係用唔到，見到呢啲科技產品，佢只可以話係個噱頭。但係點將所有嘅科技真實落到地呢？我覺得好推薦呢。深圳市而家講緊嘅一個監督嘅平台，佢真係用緊啲最簡單同埋最入門嘅技術，但係咧佢用一個統一嘅 dashboard 方法咧去管理。咁我覺得呢個先至係就話解決晒我哋292個工地，你難不成係勞工處日日去巡查292㗎嘛？所以咧需要係即係係企業，譬如我哋嘅建築公司咧，不同地盤咧建構統一套嘅 dashboard。對於政府咧都希望有一個中央平台咧，可以係打造出一個咧統一嘅視圖出嚟咧，咁呢個先至係一個解決嘅方法嚟㗎。咁我講到明，我搞 AI 都好多年㗎啦。咁呢一 round 嘅 AI 嘅技術革命咧，從2011年開始到而家，講到最基本啲嘢就係啲識別。譬如咧識別係乜嘢咧？你有 facial recognition 係識別人啦，有 object detection 係識別啲物體啦，有啲 abnormal behaviour 係識別啲危險嘅動作或者有啲場景啦。所有呢啲咧講到明就係一種識別。點將呢個識別咧？將佢最基本啲嘢適應於不同嘅場景，但係咧變咗一個統一嘅 dashboard， 呢個係緊要嘅。所以咧，我推薦政府可以考慮下。總結翻嚟咧，即係而家我哋都有好多嘅痛點㗎啊。乒乓嘅痛點咧，譬如工地方面咧，有差唔多5-6個痛點啦。但對於監管部門，特別係即係我哋建築公司都有唔少嘅監管嘅問題㗎。咁多嘅問題咧，即係統一翻嘅時候咧，我哋需要一個 total solution 或者係一個 platform 級嘅 solution 咧，係解決呢個問題。咁解決呢個問題咧，簡單而講，就以一個地盤為例。咁我哋見到咧都有咁多嘅危險喺度㗎嘛。咁所有嘅危險當中咧，有啲即係 forbidden area 啦，我哋需要有啲電子圍欄啦。大家有冇安全帽啊、安全服啊？相應嚟講，係咪係嗰度有啲煙火啊等等需要探測？所有呢啲嘢咧，而家都可以用 AI 做。但係我哋究竟係採購幾多隻狗、幾多隻飛機啊？咁個係解決一部分，定係話要有個 total solution 係解決成個問題咧？咁我覺得係揀後者係更加緊要啲㗎啊！好，呢個就係一個需要一個中央平台。需要一個中央平台咧，首先我好利益申報，我係即係商湯科技嘅戰略顧問，但係我唔係推薦商湯科技嘅產品。我所有要講嘅咧，即係話你可以參考呢個理念，但係你可以買各個行家嘅產品㗎啊！咁希望有一個即係中心級嘅監管嘅平台啦。咁 total solution 係監管不同場景下啊，咁我哋嘅工地嘅安全管理系統。咁咧佢個功能咧需要最少有呢幾方面。因為我即係需要攞啲授權啊，所以我只可以攞我可以攞得到嘅文件。但我都會再次重申咧，唔一定要買冇一間㗎，大家需要即係話。但係相關嘅功能咧，大家要睇睇係咪比較多啲㗎？如果只係解決一個問題咧，咁嗰個產品你只係覺得好嘥啦。我用咗一下，咁下次用唔用到？咁我就算買嗰個產品咧，我可唔可以接到一個平台，下次重新去用咧 ，recycle 去用咧，都緊要㗎嘛，唔係話 one off 㗎。所以呢個就係話我哋列出嚟需要係有啲乜嘢嘅方法。咁呢個時候都反思點解今日咧所有嘅演講嘉賓或者所有嘅產品都話我係用 AI 係 enabling 不同嘅場景㗎？點解係今日先係咁樣講咧？原因就係咁啊 ！AI 咧都係 data driven 㗎。咁以往咧，如果講互聯網公司或者新嘅一批即係social network 公司咧，佢哋係有大量嘅 data 㗎，所以佢 data driven AI 咧好 smooth。但係我哋嘅地盤，我哋好多嘅即係場景當中，其實一早就好少有 data。咁大家都係用人工嘅管理嘅方法，所以今日咧，我哋睇到即係話要用適當嘅，未必係好 high advanced technology 係解決問題，而係要用一個好適合嘅、冇一個基礎嘅科技，但係你只要用得廣、用得多，或者係總體咧係有個即係平台化嘅呢個設計咧就可以有用到。所以我先分享呢個觀點。好，有咗咁多功能打後咧，我哋見到即係話主要嘅方案嘅實施咧要分幾步行。我哋係工程師嚟㗎，唔係講理念㗎。所以咧即係工程師都要講即係話點係可以做到 implementation， 點係交到貨 delivery 到成個 solution。咁呢個 solution 咧一定係有啲edge 嘅產品啦，類似於即係 camera 啊。咁我哋點解覺得 camera 係好過 radar、lidar 等等？因為佢價錢特別平㗎，你點都會有啲 camera 咧可以解決到啲問題咧，咁就好過於即係話買好貴嘅 lidar、radar 嘅產品。好，咁上高咧有啲分析嘅系統啦，咁有啲工地嘅管理系統同埋中央平台，咁樣咧幫到從政府啦到咗我哋嘅建築商，到咗工友外判，大家都係統一系統上高咧可以見到一啲安全嘅系統。咁我介紹兩個 showcase 俾大家聽下啦。第一個啱啱好就係日本嘅建築公司，所以日本建築公司咧，如果佢承攬到咧係內地嘅生意咧，佢都有呢個意識㗎，即係話我哋先要有咁樣一個管理嘅平台同埋咧安全嘅系統。所以呢個系統當中咧，即係話日本嘅綠島咧喺天津係搞呢個工程當中咧，佢就已經係用咁樣嘅方法係保障緊安全㗎啦。當然咧都少唔得我哋即係中國嘅公司啦。中國公司當中咧，都有即係唔少咧，即係而家開始係用緊㗎。頭先咧3月3號嘅時候我搞咗一次招聘會，咁嗰次中海外好多幾間建築公司都過嚟招聘。咁我睇到咧，佢哋而家咧趁住高才通或者優才嚟港嘅時候咧，佢哋而家搶緊啲人才，搶乜嘢人才咧？就係識得用呢啲分析系統，識得係裝呢一部分㗎咁智慧工地安全嘅平台嘅新嚟港人才啦。咁佢哋用呢一批嘅人才咧，幫佢哋實現到即係 工程嘅管理，或者智能化嘅提升，或者慳翻人力物力，最緊要就係職業安全嘅呢個保障。所以咧，而家香港咧開始有咁多嘅人才嚟到香港，希望咧我哋嘅朋友咧都可以係關注到趁住呢個時機，政府搶人才已經搶咗14萬到港㗎啦。其中咧我見到一半以上係 STEM 科㗎。咁香港以往咧好少話叻啲嘅學生，佢哋讀醫生啊，讀會計師啊、律師啊，咁揾錢多㗎嘛咁好少話大家去覺得工字不出頭㗎咁樣啊。咁反而咧內地係調轉㗎，好多新嚟港嘅人才，我見到有一半以上係 STEM 科咧係幫到手㗎。所以咧大家係關注到係咪我整咗一套系統，有冇人去幫我搭建，有冇人幫我係 maintain， 幫我係話用好呢套系統。而家係人才都嚟港嘅一個好嘅時機咧，係可以係用到㗎啦。咁除咗日本公司係天津㗎咁樣嘅 project 之外咧，我哋見到仲有係咁譬如中建咧，佢有個 project 當中咧都係有類似嘅管理。咁我見到咧，點解有咩唔同？我翻轉睇下呢個日本公司，佢用緊啲 sensor 係咁樣㗎。咁下一張咧，佢用緊啲 sensor 係唔同啦。咁唯一唔同係咩啊？平台係一樣㗎。我哋需要有個腦，有個平台係一樣㗎。咁我哋駁落去乜嘢嘅 sensor咧？咁呢個就靈活㗎啦。需要一隻狗 ，OK； 需要一個無人機都 OK。咁樣咧，大家先至係靈活去用，而唔係睇科技冇一個產品 product。而係覺得我可以管理好我哋嘅安全所以呢個係完全唔同嘅兩個概念嚟㗎。所以咧提醒大家咧要用好一個中央平台，咁有呢個統一管理嘅視覺咧，先至係可以有個 total solution 㗎。放心，我唔會超時㗎，我可以慳翻時間㗎，放心。OK， 咁呢個咧解決咗之後咧，我就想話簡單啲啦。我是但攞一個好簡單嘅盒，呢個盒好細一個盒，你攞住。擺喺自己褲袋都得㗎呢個好細嘅盒咧，裝咗啲嘢，即刻就可以搭建翻一個場景。我就叫同事咧，盡快幫我琴日搭建翻呢個場景咧，睇下話翻出嚟嗰個效果 O 唔 OK？ 而家俾大家 show 好呢個咧，你主要都有啲目的㗎嘛。咁所以咧，我哋揀翻一個位啦。如果工友咧冇戴到安全帽咧咁好快用啦，只需要一個 camera 加一個咁細個盒仔咧，就可以去實現㗎啦。唔需要特別酷特別咩design 得好靚咁我覺得解決問題先至係真㗎嘛。咁OK， 所以咧用翻啲 demo 場景咧，同大家説明咧，話而家 AI 唔係乜嘢新嘢啦，只係所有嘅識別 train 得好嗰個 algorithm， 只要你擺落去呢啲 sensor 當中咧 ，camera 已經可以解決晒所有問題啦。所以咧希望咧我哋嘅朋友咧都可以係善用呢啲 AI 相關嘅科技㗎。咁我知咧唔少朋友都話可唔可以再諮詢下咁相關嘅 detail 嘅內容咁咧我就因為咧立法會嘅工作都比較繁忙㗎。如果你哋有興趣係諮詢嘅話咧，就可以掃一掃 QR code 咧，同我哋嘅工程師係對接㗎咁佢免費提供諮詢㗎，但係我都唔推薦你一定要買佢產品㗎，好嘛？多謝晒
多謝晒上生嘅精彩分享，請就座。剛才咧，我哋聽咗好多關於 AI 點樣幫助到職安健管理㗎啦。接住落嚟，我哋好開心邀請到 Mr. Cameron Van Breda, co-founder and CEO of Hollo Limited. Mr. Van Breda leads his team in AI deep technology, mental health and healthcare systems. He helped his startup fund to raise over 6 million Hong Kong dollars in 3 years, notably funded by the SIE Fund, Cyberboards, and even prizes as the global champion of Microsoft Imagine Cup in 2020. He would share the view on how AI will influence mental health care and standards of practice. Let us welcome our honored speaker, Mr. Van Breda, please.
Right. All right, thanks everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, share a little bit about what we do at Hollo, but also in terms of what the industry is doing, specifically when it comes to mental health care, how we are advancing in this space. And so what I'll do is I'll first introduce myself a little bit. If you want to connect to me on LinkedIn, feel free to do so. My background is in biotechnology and science entrepreneurship, so that's really the perspective that I'm coming from. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Right. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll go through an introduction about who I am, why am I here today talking to you. I know some of you may not be very familiar with how AI actually works, so I'll break it down a little bit according to the best of my knowledge. I'll talk a little bit about how AI is being applied in mental health, the different areas that are applicable in the industry, and then thinking about how do we specifically at Hollo work with it. And then at the end, I'll kind of leave you with some questions, thoughts on how to advance AI and applications in healthcare, what are the ethics limitations, and where do we see it in the future, right? So a little bit about myself. I'm a big social impact advocate. I forgot my SDG badge today, but all through high school, through university, I was always focused on making impact. And so that was something I was very focused on, right? My STEM background is in molecular biology, so I really focused on genetics, cellular biology, a little bit of plant biology, but a lot of my interests were around cancer, contributing to research. But during my university, I realized that I perhaps want to explore a PhD in the future, and maybe not right now. And so that's something that I thought about, kind of impacting my perspective on innovation, my perspective on how to actually make change, approaching it through scientific method, validation, making sure things actually work. And so that's something that's kind of true to my ethos behind a lot of the innovation that we try to do at Hollo, right? I was a professional athlete for a long time, and so my personal background came from a lot of discipline. I played for Hong Kong for over 6 years, and then I kind of transitioned out of that, focused on my career, focused on academics, but a lot of this formed my influence in terms of body image, in terms of mental health and dedication, and kind of the team spirit allowed me to build a lot of that expertise there. And then finally, the entrepreneurship and personal experiences. I worked with social enterprise. Even through high school, I worked with a junior achievement company. We did really well, made a lot of profit for our investors. And then we kind of like started thinking about how do I actually use these skill sets after university and kind of working into real life, right? So my team is multidisciplinary. We've got AI engineers, psychologists, and data scientists working with us. And so a lot of what we do focuses in multidisciplinary between psychology, computer science, AI engineering, mostly from HKU at the moment, right? Yeah. So our company has been around since 2020. Was kindly introduced as the Microsoft Imagine Cup Global Champion in 2020, so we got a lot of funding there. And then we went through a lot of the typical startup funding programs available in Hong Kong. And so that was kind of the start to how we built what we do. We've been able to get through Cyberport, as well as win a lot of grants and awards. Been on the news a few times, and then hopefully been able to kind of garner a bit more traction behind how to actually use AI software in innovation and mental health. Okay. So just to give everyone a one-on-one lesson on what AI is, you've got to start thinking about the types of data that are available, right? So you have photo data, image data, video data, text, audio, even financial or sensor data. So all these are types of data that you can analyze and start to build AI models on. At the moment, the industry is focused on narrow AI, and this is kind of the majority of models and most AI innovation is sitting in this space, right? So you have large non-structured data, so that can be like medical data predictions, recommendations, even on something as simple as your Google engine, right? Or even like a chess AI bot, right? Natural language processing, that's, you're very familiar with ChatGPT, and that's something that we are seeing a live application of natural language processing. But something even older that you perhaps didn't think too much about, your Siri in your iPhone or your Alexa from your Amazon product was actually early stages of natural language processing, and is something that has been built, and you can tell it's been out for many, many years, and it's taken that long to get to where it is, right? Computer vision, this is where you start to see image recognition, object recognition, and these applications are, for example, the Teslas, self-driving cars, face detection, safety detection. You see a lot of that around today. And then the generative AI side of this is where I think a lot more public are aware of the images, the videos, and how that's being used. But definitely some limitations. It cannot learn from data that's not in real life unless it's simulated, right? It cannot form thoughts or reason, and then also cannot apply learned context in a single model, apply in a new context like ChatGPT in itself cannot recognize an image without additional training and previous data, right? So I'm going to speed through some of these examples. For example, self-driving cars, you've got to detect cars behind you, the car's speed, objects, lampposts, people, and then take all that into consideration, detect that, and then identify it and then calculate, right? So it's not just driving, staying in your lane, it's also changing lanes, stopping at a red light. How do you calculate these things? These are all elements that AI is contributing to, right? For large language models, these, again, took a very, very long time to build. A lot of that's understanding context, understanding semantics, understanding how our sentence is formed, and then start to generate responses that are accurate to what the person is saying, but also within reasonable limitations. But definitely limitations here being safety, and something you'll hear about is hallucinations. So the AI model coming up with something that's fake. So if you ask ChatGPT something, sometimes it may give you like a fake fact. It might tell you, oh, this happened in 1999, but in fact it didn't. And that's called a hallucination, right? And then this is from OpenAI's Sora. This is actually really cool. I think just last month it was released, generating videos. So these are really realistic, right? And so that was something that has been worked. Just in the last year, it's evolved really, really quickly. But a lot of this is identifying the object, the physics, how does it interact with the real world? Is it a cartoon? Is it realism? Things like that to generate a new video, and a lot of a lot of challenges within that space. Okay. So on to what I'm really here to talk about is the AI space in mental health, right? So as a background, how the mental health ecosystem in Hong Kong is structured is between both public and private. You have NGOs, you've got government institutions, you've also got private psychiatry, psychology care, and that's really forming the basis of care. So really in the middle space here. Clinical psychology, mental health NGOs, psychiatry services. And that's really forming the basis, but it can cover more than just depression, anxiety. These are considered mood disorders. You can also think about rehabilitation, integrative care, special education needs students, organizational psychology, which is in the workforce, geriatric psychology, which is like dementia, Alzheimer's, executive functions, things that are important to keeping old people healthy, especially when it comes to memory, recollection, and motor skills, right? And so kind of thinking about this space, you can start to think there's an immense number of areas that are potential areas for AI application, whether it's within the care itself, the relationships between patients, doctors, providers, or even just simply within the patient themselves, understanding themselves, right? And so one of the easier ways you could start to think about AI in healthcare is within this model from researchers that I will credit in a second. But you can kind of think of it on two precision levels. On the first level is within this crowd, everyone's health is very different, right? And so how does your health differ or align with someone next to you? So within the same disease or condition, for example, depression, what does depression look like across the population? And that's kind of the precision level one. On precision level two, it's really about within the person over a longer period of time. So me today, me tomorrow, me in 3 weeks' time will look very, very different. And so you can use machine learning, computer modeling to then understand people across the population as well as within the person, right? And so you can start to think about applying some of these models. You might be confused how to actually do that, but I'll talk you through that in a second. You can start to think about the different life stages or the value chain of healthcare services, right? So when it comes to risk assessments, diagnostics, prognosis, treatments, remission, these are all different stages that have potential for AI. A lot of the models are highly similar. It depends on how you use it. So for example, if it's just risk assessment, and you don't have to have a very strong clinical validation that this disease is present, you just need to identify the potential. And the model can actually have a lot more, less specificity and have a higher inclusivity, right? But when it comes to diagnosis, prognosis, these are really important for medical providers to understand the data point itself. So a lot of this practice in the current day is not necessarily making a decision in itself, but really enabling providers to make a decision informed by the model, right? Some of the limitations here is definitely how do you identify the signal of the disease, right? Whether it's depression, anxiety, heart conditions. How do you identify that? In healthcare, it's pretty easy, right? You take a blood test, you do a CT scan, you can kind of see the clear biological signals, physiological signals. But when it comes to mental health care, how do you evaluate someone like that? When mental health is a problem within the brain, you might think, okay, brain scans, great. But that's really expensive, right? How do you actually identify mental health conditions from a person in the general public, in their day-to-day? How do you identify that, right? And then once you identify what signal you're looking for, what is the threshold, right? So for cancers, you have cancer cell count. After a certain concentration of cancer cell counts, okay, you know this person has highly likelihood of having cancer. For mental health, where is that border, right? How do we define what the disease looks like and how the markers represent that, right? So this can be considered the nosological ground truth, so the medical definition of what the disease looks like, right? And then you also have an issue where you have a situation between the real world and then in a lab, right? In a lab, someone might be a very controlled situation. You have a clinician present. They're taking the assessment. They know what to look for. But in the real world, if you're taking someone an assessment at home, there's a lot of variables. Is their environment quiet? Are they impacted by people around them? Are they reading the type of data properly, right? And so there's a lot of potential issues there. Right? So kind of just to zoom back out, you can start to think about, okay, within the relationship between patients and caregivers, doctors, are these important relationships to use AI in? Or can we even use just generative AI to support some of the business end of these areas? So there's definitely a lot of different ways you can think about the larger players in the market at the top, the sort of service-oriented operations in the middle, and then the kind of the stakeholders, the little guys, right, at the bottom. How do we make their lives easier, right? Okay. So I have 7 minutes left, so I'll kind of speed through the rest, right? So at Hollo, what we do is kind of utilize AI to kind of accomplish what I've just been talking about. How do we identify disease? How do we find better treatments? And a lot of what we do right now is focus on mental health in cancer. So cancer is very prevalent, but what happens when people in cancership have depression, have anxiety, this actually leads to higher mortality, higher cost of care. A lot of these people are experiencing difficulties in their day-to-day life, their medication taking habits, whether they're even going to the hospitals. Typical solutions, either very, very expensive, long wait lists, or just inaccessible, right? And so that's something that we work on. We work on digital chronic companionship, so providing digital therapeutics, providing digital screening for mental health issues, and I'll kind of walk you through what that looks like in a second. Right. All right, let's skip through this. Okay, so when it comes to the AI, for example, one of our first models that we built was a deep learning model that helps identify through speech interaction. So think of a typical relationship between a clinician and a patient. They're doing clinical interviews. What if we can be that clinician in that setting at home anytime, right? So we do a virtual interview with the patients, ask them emotionally stimulating questions, and then from that we start to extract insights. We look at their face, we look at the pose, the gaze, the change of voice, the semantics, and then we use our multimodal model to then predict for a disease marker. So one of the early disease markers, the easiest to achieve, is the clinical indexes. This is the standard practice at the moment. But the second stage, kind of the second stage of difficulty, is then identifying categorically or dimensionality. So what makes up the disease? What characteristics kind of making up that score? What does that score even mean, right? Okay, so I'll kind of break these down in a bit more detail. So the types of data that we look at from the facial markers are really about posture, muscle group movements, eye movements, muscle reactions like decision-making and emotions. So we use software to help extract that features from the face. How do we bind to it? How do we look at where the eye movement is going? This can actually be done just with a webcam, a phone camera, and we're actually able to extract a lot of these insights. And what we look at here are kind of the changes over time. How do we relate that to a population that is not depressed, a population that is depressed, and everyone in the middle, right? We start to build up a very basic binary model. But then what we do is we start to use more complex indexes to then build a ground truth for a better, more holistic model, right? Okay. When it comes to audio, we start to think about the different characteristics of a voice, right? So if I'm speaking up here, if I'm a little bit nervous, you might hear a bit of shakiness. These are things that we can kind of hear with our human ears, but it's not something we're directly labeling. But when you analyze the audio with a computer, you can definitely see these speech patterns, right? Whether it's this jitterness, the loudness, the change, the MFCCs. These are very complex audio features, but all in all, it basically tells you how does this person sound, how is it changing over time, and what specific questions are we asking, what is their response like? If we're asking a positively stimulating question, are they reacting positively? If we're asking a negative stimulating question, how are they reacting? Are they reacting very negatively or not at all? And kind of different responses to these very emotionally stimulating questions can give us a lot of key insights here, right? Especially when we start to look at some of the other data types that I'll mention in a second, but definitely the challenges here are data quality. So understanding audio, understanding whether the signal is clear, is the environment quiet, and even down to like accents. So my mixed international accent versus a local accent versus a British or an American speaking accent, right? And that same problem comes into a very clear issue when it comes to building semantics or speech-related models, is transcription. And so, for example, when we're looking at speech, we first have to transcribe, write down the words that are being said in the video using AI. But AI, I mean, if you open a YouTube video right now and you try to turn on the closed captions, the transcription that will appear is sometimes very incorrect. Maybe 70% of the time it's right? So that same issue is already with a database that's gigantic, right? Think about how much of the internet's in English. When you think about Cantonese, think about Chinese language, the data set in comparison is much, much smaller. So something that we need to think about is how do we actually improve some of these models, improve the accuracy of the transcription, and then think about how do we then draw connections between the frequency of terms, the types of words that are being used, how generalized are their terminology. So a lot of these features within the speech can be how we can start to identify and relate to depression, anxiety, and other conditions, right? Okay. And so when you kind of combine all the different models together, you start to think about, okay, how am I actually linking these signals, the face signals, the voice signals, to the ground truth in medical definition of the disease, right? And so right now in psychology, there's the DSM, the ICDs from the WHO. How do you connect that, right? And within the ground truth that you're using, how accurate is that ground truth, right? When I think about a practice of psychology, that practitioner maybe is accurate, unfortunately, 85% of the time, right? So that last 25%, 15%, right? What happens to those people, right? That's something to think about. Yeah, so I don't have time to kind of walk through the rest. This is kind of just our digital therapeutics. Right now, it's not AI automated, but this is something we're moving towards, identifying key signals that are, or key features of depression and anxiety that need to be worked on, and how do we then customize and push our digital therapeutics to fit those characteristics that are missing within that person. So for example, if we notice that this person has a difficulty with sleep disorder and within depression, they're perhaps not as psychologically flexible, then we can push modules that are supporting those features more and others less. And we don't have to waste time, don't have to waste money, and focus on giving the person the care that they actually need, which can actually help them retain in the treatment, because that's a big issue when it comes to any sort of medical treatment, keeping someone interested, keeping someone involved, right? And so doing that can help us, especially on the larger scale. You think about countries, cities that have low income, low resources in medical spaces. How do you actually improve efficacy? You can actually deliver that care to someone in those areas and be able to then at least alleviate some of the mild to moderate cases, right? Okay. So I have like 45 seconds. So I'll kind of leave you with some of the limitations, the challenges that I've kind of seeing as an innovator in the space, as well as I hope that others are thinking about, right? When it comes to the user side, the patients, how are we getting them to start these new habits, right? A digital interview is something that is brand new to a patient. How do we make that more natural in their user experience, right? Is it a digital platform? Is it something that they go to in a clinic, they sit in a room before they see a clinician, right? How are we actually making these experiences natural? And a good example, I think in China, they had like a telehealth booth in a very rural area, and that experience is brand new, but seems to be pretty effective, right? So we can start thinking about how do we actually use these to blend offline and online care. And that's really the difficulty I think a lot of startup founders are trying to address, and perhaps not doing so well at the moment. Right. For the providers, for the regulatory side, it's really thinking about how do we change standards of practice, right? Right now, a lot of care is offline only. How do we then say, okay, we can understand and see there's innovation coming into the space, there are publications, there's new academic journals being shown that there's efficacy here. How do we then use these tools in our practice? As a clinician on the ground level, do I have the authority to then say, okay, let's use this, let's change the standard of practice, right? That's up to them, right? At the moment, when it comes to like psychological regulation, there's a few different authorized bodies that can regulate it, but it's very few that can then say, change the way you're practicing. And so it's definitely something about educating providers, providing redesigns of the systems that are working in healthcare. How do we involve digital first as a way to alleviate the pressure on the system? Because you can see in the modern day, in a city like Hong Kong, you can definitely still see there's inefficiencies, there's large wait lists that are basically losing lives, and we're losing people because we're not able to receive care, right? And then for the regulatory, the governments in the space, the insurers in the space, if you're here, how do we regulate this? Right now, Hong Kong follows the FDA. Do we want to be regulating this sort of medical technology ourselves? And then thinking about how do we then play catch up, right? If we're following the FDA, who are already 1 to 2 years late, how do we do that? Okay. Thank you so much for listening. I'm happy to answer questions afterwards. I'm just over here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Van Breda, for your wonderful sharing. Thank you. Please be seated. 接住落嚟嘅環節呢，有4位本地講者同我哋一齊探討一下香港職安健嘅創新科技㗎。首先有請勞工處高級分區職業安全主任、意外分析及資訊李偉基先生為我哋分享優化職安警示流動應用程式。我哋掌聲歡迎李生。
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm delighted to have this great opportunity to share with you the new features of the enhanced mobile application. Before the enhancement, the mobile app only provided the text version of the work safety alert. So the aim of the enhancement is to provide more OSH information by various angles. So you will see that a lot of new features are added for the mobile app, including animation of work safety alert, online OSH campaign form, OSH training, systemic safety alert, catering safety animation, and important announcement. The mobile app supports traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, and English. There are 2 versions of work safety alert, animation and text. The work safety alert aims to alert employers, contractors, and employees to the occurrence of serious or fatal work injuries, and to remind them of the relevant safety and health measures. Click the work safety alert icon. You will see there's a list of animation. You can either scroll down the screen to select the animation, or you enter the keyword to search the animation. And then you can press the play button. You can select the language, English or Chinese. Then you can watch the animation.
Hello, everyone. I would like to share a fatal accident with you today regarding the operation of an elevating work
Take a
platform
look at the
and remind
animation
you of
a
relevant
little bit later.
preventive measures.
For the workers of different races, we provide subtitles in 4 different languages as well. You select the subtitles, and then you can play it also. We encourage using the animation in your safety training, such as toolbox talk or morning briefing sessions, because spending only about 2 minutes to watch an animation can deepen visual understanding and make the safety message more memorable. Another one is the test version of the work safety alert. The same, you can either scroll down the screen to select the work safety alert, or you enter the keyword, just like I entered the keyword for, and then the search result will be displayed. We have a share function here. There's the icon. So you can share the work safety alert with your friends or your colleagues by email or any instant messaging, like WhatsApp or WeChat. You can send it. And we have the icon of PDF. You can download it or you can print it as well. Another one is the online OSH campaign form. You can lodge complaints against any OSH malpractice to Labor Department. The interface is easy to use. You can just fill out an online form and upload photos, videos, or voice records if you have. But remember, please give us the correct location and details for following up the case. Labor Department also issue systemic safety alert to remind safety practitioners on systemic safety precautionary measures. The same, we have the share function. You can share with your colleagues. And you can open the PDF file for viewing or printing. This is another animation, aims for providing safety precautionary measures to protect employees in catering industry. You just click the catering safety animation icon. You can select the animation. The operation is the same. Just select the language, and then you can watch
Chef,
the animation.
have you finished mixing dough?
Ouch! Accidents are preventable. Dangerous parts of machinery shall be effectively guarded. Machine
Share
must
with
cease
your friends
operation when
and
the guard
colleagues.
is open.
The
Guard
animation
opening
is
shall be
quite
possibly
attractive.
small to prevent hand.
And we have the OSH training icon. You just click this icon. This year, Labor Department launches the new function for online enrollment. All the courses organized by Labor Department are free of charge. Safety education is crucial to improve OSH, so please take a look and encourage your colleagues to enroll it for enhancing their safety knowledge and their safety awareness. Okay, when you click the icon of the important announcement, you will read the latest important OSH messages. You just click it. You will see the latest important OSH messages. The same, you can share with your friends and colleagues. And the last one I want to talk is the What's New icon. You can obtain the latest safety information as well. Just click the icon, you will see we have issued a lot of latest safety information. Okay, Last but not the least, please scan the QR code and download the mobile app. And please share with your friends as well. Thank you.
多謝晒李生嘅分享，請就座。接住落嚟，我哋有請物流及供應鏈多元技術研發中心業務發展總監衛志豪先生，為我哋主講香港職安健創新及資訊科技嘅應用。我哋掌聲有請衛生。
各位朋友、各位嘉賓，早上好，不過都差唔多中午啦。多謝今日嘅大會俾我嘅時間，用我15分鐘介紹下我個 presentations。咁我用一張 slide 咧介紹一下 LSCM 先，因為我諗發現好多朋友咧都未必認識 LSCM 係一個乜嘢機構。其實 actually 我哋係 under 香港特區行政政府就創新科技署下邊5個研發中心其中之一個。咁啊，其實過去10幾年咧，我哋嗰個職能咧都係點樣將唔同嘅技術轉化俾各行各業。咁而建造業界亦都係我哋其中一個服務咗好多年嘅行業。咁我今日咧就帶咗有幾個唔同嘅技術，我哋之前做過嘅，同大家分享一下。就包括一啲係虛擬實境啦，另外一個就係安全帶嘅一個監控系統啦。同埋一啲文件上嗰個 risk form， 大家如果喺建造業都好清楚、用得好熟嘅一個 e-risk form 咧，點樣做一個數碼化？另外一啲有關於山泥傾瀉啊，或者係呢個水浸或者係啲排水到淤塞嘅時候，有一啲咩監控系統可以幫到手咧？最後咧就係今日我都有喺我個 booth 擺到出嚟嘅一個動力輔助嘅手推車。咁其實由2015年差唔多10年前開始咧，我哋已經有去接觸咧，用一個虛擬實境，即係 VR 3D 嘅技術咧，點樣去擺落去建造業，特別係喺培訓上高。咁你見到我而家今日擺咗8個案例啦，其實有由最開始嘅咧，只係做一啲關於職安嘅awareness， 即係提醒人哋點樣去注意安全嘅作用開始，跟住慢慢咧就會去做到一啲關於喺安全規範裏邊要點樣跟住一個正確嘅程序去工作。到而家咧有好多就係話我哋去模擬翻一啲機械嘅操作啦，包括吊機啦、吊橋啦同埋甚至乎係譬如喺機場或者係一啲消防都用緊嚟咧做一啲駕駛上高嘅模擬器。喺機橋上高點樣去操作一個大型嘅機器，咁都做咗好多年啦。咁另外譬如今日都見到係譬如港燈，咁佢裏邊做一個變壓站裏邊一啲點樣去有一個正確嘅操作去避免一啲危險嘅發生咧，咁亦都有用到。咁呢個技術其實都好成熟㗎啦。咁跟住落嚟，我哋可能未來咧會有一個分一啲方向，會做一啲多啲互動嘅元素咧，會擺喺一個模式裏。例如譬如話啲對話嘅模式啊，或者係包括一啲感覺上高嘅設備咧，可以令到啲學員咧喺嗰個模擬嘅影像上高更加像真啦。咁另外一個技術咧，就係亦都做咗好多年啦。咁即應該係好多年前已經做咗出嚟就係一個安全帶嘅監控。咁主要嚟講咧，有3個部分嘅。第一，我哋可以知道嗰個安全扣係咪真係帶咗條安全繩啦。第二，嗰個扣係咪正確咁樣扣喺個員工個工友上高嘅身上邊。第三咧就係佢後尾第3個安全扣咧，係咪有冇固定好一啲喺啲 anchor point 上高？咁亦都成個技術咧，我哋當時已經做起咗附帶咗咧，係遠端咧係將啲數據咧傳輸翻去一個mobile app， 即係一個移動手機程式咁負責管理嘅人咧，如果有任何嘅 alert 咧，佢已經可以認得到究竟係邊個工友冇佩戴得正確啦。咁跟住通過唔同嘅實驗咧，或者係試用咧，都有多業界嘅 comment 俾我哋嘅。譬如我哋會加多咗，譬如嗰個電量嘅提醒啦，或者係嗰個無線信號係咪而家係咪在線之中啦？咁你見到啲日子啦，即係其實我哋喺2016年咧已經喺唔同嘅工地，包括喺觀塘啊、大埔啊，咁喺呢張相上高，你會見到咧，我哋試驗上高咧 係喺一啲金屬嘅棚架上高嘅。咁特別我哋希望咧去試驗下一啲無線電波咧喺呢啲工地環境上高咧有冇受到呢個影響。咁亦都喺啲 harsh 嘅環境，例如 lift 槽上高啦、裏邊啦，咁係咪可唔可以 work 咧？呢啲試驗我哋都曾經有做過。第二個項目咧，我哋亦都幫手做咗嘅咧，就係話將一個 risk form， 即係話去申請做檢測同埋測量個 request 嘅要求嘅 form 咧，點樣去做咗個數碼化？OK， 咁呢個項目咧，我哋就同土木工程處呢個斜坡維修組咧係合作嘅。咁其實嗰個流程我諗大家都好清楚啦，即係承建商 voice 收一個請求，咁點樣去一個安排一個 inspector，and then 咧落到去工地度咧去做個檢查，將呢啲唔同嘅數據去組合咗，咁我哋背後咧就係由一個區塊鏈去管理翻呢啲所有嘅信息，包括即係變咗咧三方咧都會大家即時咧係可以將上去嘅數據咧係大家keep 一個副本喺度。咁而家你見到咧喺左手邊咧就係一個傳統用緊一個 paper form 紙張上高嘅，中間咧其實就係話喺辦公室裏邊咧個同事就已經可以設計好佢需要做檢測嘅工序。咁令都可以咧去推送咗落去啲手機應用程式上高。咁嗰個 inspector 咧落到工地嘅時候咧，就攞住一個平板或者係手機，有需要影埋相或者 video 咧，就可以上傳翻去。跟住落嚟咧，亦都有啲關於 IoT 嘅項目咧，我哋去有做過嘅。咁呢一個咧就係亦都係同土木工程處做咗一個有關擋土牆斜坡監控或者係一啲去水道監控嘅。咁用咗唔同類型嘅傳感器啦，包括一啲撞擊嘅傳感器啦、深度嘅傳感器啦、拉力咁樣。咁另外咧，整套系統特別嘅咧就係成個數據傳輸嘅系統咧係自己可以獨立運作嘅。咁所以喺啲偏遠嘅地方咧都可以利用得到同埋即時有需要嘅時候，即係話我出咗 alarm 嘅時候咧，就可以即時上傳到數據。例如喺舊年呢個蘇拉嚟香港嘅打10號風球嘅時候，其實喺個咁極端嘅天氣底下咧，你好難去派一啲工作人員咧去檢查一啲排水道嘅淤塞。咁如果我遠端我個 alarm 響咗啦，我即時係可以傳送到一張圖或者係一段好短嘅視頻翻去後台咧，咁負責工程嘅主管咧係可以去做一個決定，或者係應該需要帶一啲咩設備去工地，去減少咗嗰個工作嗰個危險。咁最後一樣咧就睇個 video，大家都好明白，我哋做咗一個咧就動力輔助嘅手推車。咁你呢段片咧，當時喺日內瓦咧去做一個展覽嘅時候㗎。咁我諗相信就一啲外國或者係歐洲嘅小朋友咧，都唔會比香港啲小朋友強壯好多。咁佢單手咧就已經可以咁樣推咗呢架手推車。咁其實主要就係話我哋希望咧，就係我哋利用一啲傳感嘅傳感器咧，去令到一啲工作或者老年化嘅工作人員咧，佢好容易去 adopt 到啲呢啲咁嘅新嘅技術。佢唔需要有個特別嘅 extra 嘅加強一啲控制咧，就已經可以用到一啲咁樣嘅手推車。咁最後有少少分享啦。咁其實我今日介紹攞呢5個嘅案例出嚟咧，主要就係話要喺職安健上高咧，其實要經常都係提醒翻一啲人嘅 awareness， 係要經常去提嘅。例如之前做廠，即係工廠要點樣去做一個驗收保證一個質量咧，其實係不停咁樣抽查，不停咁去提醒嘅。咁而令到呢一啲工作點樣去簡化，或者係你冇可能我成日都會用人力去做噶嘛？咁係咪可以用機器或者傳感器去做多少少呢啲工作啦？另外一類型就係話，我要維持職安健，中間亦都有好多文書上嘅，點樣去簡化呢啲文書，同埋令到呢啲文書嘅信息咧更加透明化。即係大家都可以清楚到知道做咗啲咩嘢。即係喺物流嘅角度，其實數據係咩咧？都係離不開時間、人物、地點同埋發生緊啲咩事。 點樣去好正確咁樣記錄呢啲數據，同埋呢啲數據係可信嘅，咁可以令到我哋個工業安全同埋我哋日常嘅工作變得更加簡易，同埋成本更加降低。最後就係真係要推廣呢啲技術咧，實際上咧係真係需要業界大家一齊去做嚇，因為大家一齊去用嘅時候咧，先至可以將個技術去普及，普及嘅時候先至可以將個成本去降低。好，咁我諗啱啱我嘅時間夠啦，多謝各位。
多謝晒偉生。接住落嚟，我哋繼續有請香港應用科技研究院客戶拓展部高級總監李漢恩先生，為我哋主講新興感測和顯示技術 ESDT 嘅應用。我哋掌聲歡迎李生。
大家好，咁啊，我係 Simon 啦，咁我係嚟自香港應用科技研究院，我哋簡稱應科院。咁我或者用未來3分鐘介紹一下應科院係一個乜嘢嘅機構咯。可能同頭先另外一位同事都有講過，我哋都係香港政府旗下創科處5間之中其中一間咯。咁我哋嘅 focus 就會係喺 information communication technology， 所以好多都會係圍繞住資訊科技嘅開發咯。咁我哋2000年成立，而家大約其實有大約700位同事，咁有600位咧都係我哋嘅科研人員嚟。咁我哋有一個好重要嘅使命啦，就係我哋希望透過我哋之前做嘅 know-how 啦，我哋有嘅知識版權啦，同埋我哋600位嘅研發團隊咯，可以去做一啲嘢出嚟，令到社會更加有競爭力。我哋希望我哋做出嚟嘅技術可以更加發揚光大。咁所以陣間我都會分享一啲唔同嘅技術啦，我哋之前做咗出嚟，可以同大家分享一下嘅。咁我哋其實有6個大嘅範疇嘅，包括係金融科技啦、智慧城市啦、digital health 同埋一啲新嘅我哋叫 reindustrialization 啦。晶片設計我哋都有做啦。最新嘅喺上2年前成立嘅咧，就係一個元宇宙嘅一個 initiative。咁之後我都會喺唔同方面我都可以做少少分享。咁除咗Ashley 自己去會做一啲唔同嘅研發啦，同唔同嘅機構合作啦，其實我哋同上游，即是話可能大學嘅團隊咧，我哋都會做好多唔同嘅 collaboration， 因為其實大學可能會有好多唔同嘅知識版權，咁可能係一個research paper 嘅一啲一啲研究咯。咁其實我哋點樣可以透過呢啲professor 嘅 research paper， 我哋可以將佢 commercialize 真正去落地咧。咁呢啲都係一啲我哋合作嘅對象，從然之後我哋可以去服務社會，服務翻我哋唔同嘅 client。好，咁我今日會講嘅主要喺職業安全嗰方面咧，其實都係圍繞住我哋喺地盤啦 construction 嘅技術裏邊。咁其實我哋有一個好重要嘅部門啦，我其實或者一啲睇緊嘅方向就係我哋叫做 Emerging Sensing and Display Technology。其實我哋可以分開為4大方向或者4大嘅範疇咯。咁我哋會做好多 AR、VR 相關嘅開發，無論係軟件或者硬件。咁其實我哋個 booth 嗰度今日都帶咗我哋嘅 AR 嘅硬件啦，我哋自己開發嘅 AR 眼鏡喺度嘅，我哋擺咗落去一個頭盔嗰度，希望可以喺地盤使用咯。咁我哋有一啲講緊係人嘅 tracking 咯，我哋亦都會做一啲我哋叫 sensing fusion。咁我點樣可以喺地盤上高可能係做到一啲唔同嘅 monitoring 咧？咁我陣間都會同大家分享幾個案例嘅。咁如果我分享第一個案例咧，其實喺4年前我哋幫咗一間公司叫做 Nexplore 咯，佢哋係一間 construction innovation 嘅公司，佢哋同我哋講，佢哋佢哋啲地盤裏邊咧就有好多工程車，咁嗰啲工程車咧就會四圍喐啦，咁其實咧周邊咧都可能會有一啲 workers 走入嚟。咁佢希望有一個能力可以睇到嘅工程車嘅360度周圍有冇一啲唔應該入嚟嘅同事啦，或者有任何嘢入咗嚟，令到佢可以 alert 翻個司機。咁呢個就係我哋開頭嗰個 solution。咁我哋就為佢設計咗一個方案啦。你哋都會見到喺右上角，我哋會見到由 硬件、軟件嘅開發咧，都會由係我哋去處理嘅。咁最後我哋設計咗一個方案，就係我哋將一個 CPU unit 擺架工程車裏邊，接住4個唔同嘅鏡頭啦。跟住就可以睇到依架工程車360度周圍，我哋 create 咗一個叫做危險範圍啦，一個 danger zone 咯。有任何人或者有啲物件入咗嚟嘅 danger zone，我哋會俾翻個 alert，無論係個地盤啦，或者操作手，咁令到佢可能即時做到一啲反應啦。如果有人入嚟，可以即刻停咯。咁呢啲都係一啲我哋呢一個項目幫我哋嘅 client 做嘅一啲一個 solution 咯。咁佢有一啲特別嘅要求嘅，例如佢話，因為佢嗰啲車咧全部都係租嘅。咁佢唔可以可能轉窿做一個 installation 啦，所以佢哋要我哋設計埋一啲方案，可以令到佢哋好快可以做到個 installation。所以我哋亦都幫佢喺機械嗰邊啦，我哋都做咗一啲開發，令到佢可以快啲做一個 installation 嘅。OK， 咁另一個例子啦，就係我哋地盤嘅 lift 槽。我哋其實幫一間發展商啦，睇緊一啲地盤 lift 槽嘅安全。嗱，有幾樣嘢我哋睇緊嘅。首先第一樣嘢就係我哋將成個地盤而家工人要用 lift 咧，係要經過一個登記嘅流程嘅。嗰個流程都係好 manual 啦，可能好多紙嘅使用咯。首先我哋將成個流程變成 digitize 先啦，所有嘢都可以透過電話去做到。咁另外一樣嘢啦，就係我哋一定要有能力可以做到幾樣嘢。我要知道邊間公司 register 咗可以用部 lift， 幾時 register 咗，邊一部 lift， 幾多個工人會用，邊一個樓層，我同埋甚至佢有冇着一啲安全衣，呢啲我哋都一定要有能力去分辨到，從而我哋可以俾翻一個 dashboard 工程嘅 management 公司咯，令到佢可以一目了然知道而家發生緊乜嘢情況。咁下一頁我可以睇一睇，嗱，呢個就係我哋做咗出嚟嘅 dashboard 啦。咁其實你會見到時間啦，邊間公司去 book 咗幾點用啦，而家有幾多個人入咗去，佢哋有冇着一啲應該要着嘅衣物啦？呢啲都可以一目了然知道。我亦都知道佢喺邊一層啦，甚至對門有冇閂好鎖好，呢啲都係一啲我哋嘅 client 嘅要求。所以我哋因為佢嘅要求，我哋就為佢度身訂做咗呢一套 solution。成套 solution 都係由我哋自己去開發咯。咁而家我哋將會擺喺佢哋其中一個樓盤做一個試點嘅。如果試得成功，我哋就會將佢成個 scale up 啦。好，呢個就係頭先我講其中另一個項目啦。我哋就係做一個 AR 硬件嘅開發。咁 AR 其實有好多運用。咁我哋今次你就會見到我哋用硬件嘅方式去做咗一啲因應地盤需要而設計出嚟嘅硬件，所以可能佢會喺電池啊、重量嗰度，我哋會做一啲設計，令到佢可以符合地盤工人需要咯。可能亦都可以配合一啲唔同嘅 sensor， 令到我哋可以更加廣泛地可以用得着。嗱，頭先講咗硬件，其實喺軟件我哋自己都有做開發嘅。如果講緊 AR 軟件，我哋其實都喺之前亦都幫過一啲唔同嘅機構去做咗一啲開發啦。可能係講緊啲遙距支援啦。咁我哋點樣可以一個人可能係一個好遠嘅地方，不過佢冇嗰類型嘅 expertise， 後勤有一個呢個 engineer 有一啲 expertise， 我哋可以支援翻 on-site 嘅同事透過 AR， 咁呢啲都係一啲我哋可以做到嘅軟件上嘅開發。咁跟住我哋亦都會睇緊一啲我哋叫做 non-vision based 咯，即是話我而家可能大家都會好緊張privacy 嘅問題，唔想俾人影到個樣。咁其實我哋亦都有一啲 sensing 嘅技術咧，係可以做幾樣嘢啦。第一，我唔需要影到你個樣嘅情況之下，我可以 predict 到你係做緊啲乜嘢嘅。你見到右下角，我可以知道係跳緊啊、打緊拳啊。咁呢啲可能喺唔同嘅場景都會用得着。咁另一樣當然我哋亦都可以去 monitor 翻地盤唔同嘅工人佢哋而家嗰個實質操作情況咯。我哋有諗過將呢一個技術擺喺可能唔同嘅 machinery 嘅 operator 度，睇下佢而家係咪 focusing 啊，係咪做緊應該要做嘅嘢啊？如果唔係嘅話，係咪可以有啲 alert 可以 send 翻俾一個 central management， 等佢有啲知道發生緊乜嘢事咯。OK， 咁睇翻 繼續向前睇咯。咁最後2-3張 slide。咁今朝陳司長都有講過，我哋同Housing Department 我哋有個 MOU， 其實裏邊都有講過幾個技術咯。咁我都可以同大家分享下兩個嘅。第一個，我哋係做 lift 嘅 predictive maintenance 啊。如果我哋講緊一啲舊啲嘅 lift 咧，可能20年、25年以上嘅咧，其實你好難可以做到一啲我哋叫做 predictive maintenance， 因為你好難可以 access 到嗰部 lift 嘅 sensor。咁我哋而家諗，我哋嘅方案咧就係我哋要做一個 sensor box， 可以有能力 for 每一部 lift 唔同種類嘅 lift、唔同牌子嘅 lift。年份都唔重要，我都可以攞到一啲一啲數據，令到我有能力可以知道呢一部 lift 而家實質嘅狀況。跟住我攞夠數據啦，頭先 Crystal 啦有講過啦，攞夠數據嘅時候，我係咪可以因為呢啲數據重現去做一啲 model 出嚟，去睇翻一啲所謂 predictive maintenance 咧？咁我哋可以將呢一件事擺落去屋邨唔同嘅 lift， 令到佢嘅 breakdown rate 一路去減低。好，最後一樣嘢我想同大家分享啦，就係天秤啦。天秤安全亦都係非常之重要啦，所以嚟緊我哋亦都會做一個關於天秤安全嘅項目。我哋希望可以透過唔同嘅sensor 嘅技術啦，可以去 predict 到依個天秤某一節嘅金屬有冇一啲疲勞啦，有啲勞損啦。如果我哋知道喺未來有機會會勞損嘅情況之下，我哋盡快換咗呢一節嘅 metal 去啦。咁令到天秤，令到成個地盤，令到成個 industry 都更加安全。咁我今日要分享嘅案例就係咁多咯。多謝大家 ，thank you。
多謝晒李生嘅分享，請就座。亦都再一次多謝晒剛才咁多位嘉賓講者嘅豐富分享啊！咁今日咧，我哋非常之榮幸邀請到多間業界嘅領頭企業為我哋分享。以下嘅幾位講者咧，將會就住最新嘅人工智能、物聯網同埋雲端科技嘅應用發表睇法嘅。首先就有請阿里雲智能國際客戶成功中心總監張大志先生為我哋分享。張先生帶領阿里雲提供一流的雲端運算、基礎設施和服務，推動大型體育賽事的數位轉型。他今天會為我們分享運用雲技術降低中暑的風險。2020東京奧運經驗的分享，我們掌聲歡迎張先生，有請。
下一頁，對 ，OK。Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zhang Dazhi. Okay, I'm from Alibaba Cloud International Unit Customer Success Center. I'm very honored to be invited to come here to this OSH Innovation and Technology Expo to share our experience from Olympic Games. As you may know, Alibaba Cloud is a worldwide cloud service partner for Olympic Games. So we started our Olympic journey from early 2017. In Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, it's the first Olympic Games that Alibaba Cloud has worked together with organizing committee of Tokyo 2020 and also International Olympic Committee to deliver cloud-based solutions to support the games. And for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, probably you remember that a few years ago we have a lot of challenges, and during the game of 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, at that time, there are still COVID-19 viruses. So, but the COVID-19 is not the only threat to the game, to the safety and for the people and athletes, spectators. Another important risk identified before Tokyo 2020 Games is the temperature during the summer in Tokyo is very high. So to address this risk and situation, and the IOC and the organizing committee has decided to move some of the outdoor sports like marathon and walk racing outside Tokyo City to another city in Japan to host the games. So that's just give you an idea that the challenging situation to organize the Olympic Games in Tokyo during the summer. And at that time, Alibaba Cloud has been working closely with the organizing committee to use the latest cloud-based solutions to help the organizing committee to address this risk that could be caused by the hot temperature, humid, into the heat stroke. So, as you can see, for Tokyo 2020 Games, Alibaba Cloud has delivered a lot of innovations using cloud technologies. We put a lot of applications and systems using Alibaba Cloud. But today, my speech and focus will be the heat stroke measurement, which we delivered for Tokyo 2020 Games. Actually, when we start working on this project with the organizing committee, especially the games delivery office department, we really identify the risk because of the temperature is high, the humidity is high, that people could easily get heat stroke during the summer, especially for the working staff, volunteers who has to work very long hours during the games time. And at that time, that the challenge is probably without a proper device, we don't know the people's situation. Probably we don't know people's temperature and people's heart rate. And also, without a proper device, we can now know the environment situation at the venue. So at that time, we have worked together with the organizing committee and local partners inside Japan to come up with these solutions that we think it's necessary to introduce the airborne devices for the people to wear these kind of devices so that we can keep track people's body situation, like the body temperature and the heart rate of the people working at the venue. At the same time, we also think that it's necessary to deploy proper sensors at the venue to really monitor the environmental situation. So we decided to deploy this kind of WBGT sensors at the venue to really track, for example, the temperature, humidity situations at the venue. Then, with all these kind of sensors, we can put the body's information and also environmental information together and send them to our cloud platforms. And using our cloud technology and a dedicated algorithm to calculate the risk of people working at the venue. So this is just the overview of the system. You can see that basically all the information are coming from the venue and from the people working at the venue. At the same time, we can also add relevant information, for example, the weather forecast and some government policies regarding the security and heat stroke measurement together. And all these informations will be sent to the cloud. And in the cloud, we are running a backend system which will calculate and predict the risk of heat stroke in real time. And then when we detect and find that there is a risk of heat stroke, we can also send back this risk alert back to the people to their mobile phone. So they will receive an alert to at the notification, and also with some recommendations, instructions, what they can do to reduce the risk. For example, they need to maybe drink some waters and then maybe go to some place with air condition to cool down their temperatures. And here is just a sample of, in these mobile applications, that we really can send alerts of this heat stroke risks to the people, so they can get real-time information through their mobile phones and at the level of heat stroke risks. And here, I mean, these solutions, the important thing is to really aggregate all the relevant information together using this kind of sensors or IoT devices. Together, we can track the people's body situation, their temperature and heart rate information. And then at the same time, we also need to understand the environment situation. So all this relevant information, we aggregate them together and then process by our cloud-based applications so that we can have a very early prediction and accurate predictions for the heat stroke risk, and then send to the people in real time and also provide them some instructions what they need to do in order to reduce these kind of risks. Tokyo Olympic Games. So here is also a summary of the achievements and results for this solution and projects we delivered for Tokyo 2020 Games. So in the end, we actually delivered more than 1,000 sensor devices, this kind of airborne devices, to the working staff who work on the site. And also, we deploy 75 WBGT sensors at 14 competition venues, so we can keep tracking the environment situation at the venue in real time. In the end, this kind of solutions and project we delivered to Tokyo 2020 organizing committees and has helped them to really improve the safety and health for their working staff who needs to work on site for a long time during the hot summer. So in the end, we believe that using the right technology, devices, and especially this kind of cloud-based solutions, and we can really make our life better, especially for the people who are working in a challenging environment and situation, who needs protection. And we believe in the technology, and for example, now from Alibaba Cloud, apart from this kind of platform solution, we also have ESG and AI solutions. And also we work closely with industry partners. So we believe together we can make a difference. We can make our life better and safer. And especially for the working force, to make their working environment more safe for them. And moving forward, Alibaba Cloud will continue to support the digital transformation for the Olympic Games using our cloud technologies. And we also welcome to work with more partners and government leaders, industry leaders together, because we believe in the cloud platform. It's a platform to accelerate the innovations. Okay, so that's all for my today's sharing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Zhang, for the great sharing. Thank you. Please be seated. 接住落嚟，我哋有請香港微軟有限公司 GSI SI 領導馮佩蓮女士。馮女士建立咗子公司服務合作伙伴策略，推動網絡安全、數據同埋人工智能等業務，亦都同唔同領域嘅 ISV 同服務合作伙伴執行合作銷售動作。佢將會主講人工智能點樣協助塑造安全嘅工作環境。我哋掌聲有請馮女士。
唔該晒。首先好多謝大會啦，今日邀請我過嚟做一啲嘅分享啦。咁我諗 before 我分享 AI 點樣去幫大家打造一個安全嘅工作環境之前咧，我想講係 AI 先。其實當我哋諗到 AI 咧，我諗20年前啦，當大家去接觸人工智能咧，可能都係喺一啲荷里活嘅電影裏面啦，去睇下人工智能點樣去叛變啦，係咪？點樣去影響緊個地球？直至到幾年前有串流嘅平台，我哋見到就係有啲串流平台咧，亦都做咗有好多嘅戲去講將來嘅世界嚇，人工智能點樣去幫助我哋嘅生活嚇？將來嘅世界可能講緊100年後、幾十年後，其實人工智能咧已經充斥喺我哋嘅生活上面，可能有一啲機械人每朝起身會提示你今日要做啲乜嘢嘢，或者去幫助我哋嘅日常嘅生活嘅。但係我諗好多當提及人工智能嘅時候咧，都好似係一啲遙不可及嘅嘢，全部都係睇戲，係嘛？喺電影院好，喺屋企個電視好，我哋都係喺睇戲上面見到 AI。我諗直至到喺上年年初嘅時候咧，大家都聽到一個消息，就係 Microsoft invest in OpenAI 嚇。當時咧，我見到咧，其實第一個咧 message 我嘅朋友啊，問我：喂，咩嚟㗎？個 OpenAI 係我一個做地盤嘅朋友嚟嘅嚇。佢收到呢個消息咧，佢哋好 excited 嚇。喂，究竟個 ChatGPT 可以點樣幫到我哋啊？我諗有1年嘅時間咧，係好多我相信香港嘅市民咧，都係有機會去接觸到 AI 嚇。大家都喺度玩嗰個 ChatGPT 啊，問緊我可以點樣應用嚇？咁好似彷彿原來人工智能已經真係落地啦，已經嚟臨到我哋呢個地方嚇。咁我想分享下一啲數據先，就係呢個係一個McKinsey 嘅一個 survey 嚟嘅嚇。咁就係佢訪問咗各行各業唔同嘅 industry 嚇，唔同嘅受訪者，佢哋而家其實有冇接觸 AI 嘅咧？佢工作上有冇用到 AI 咧？或者佢 personal 嘅 life 有冇用到 AI 去幫佢手咧？嚇，咁你見到呢個 survey 咧，其實大約over 70% 左右啦嚇，有唔同程度咧嘅朋友咧都係有唔同程度去接觸到 AI 嘅。咁當然啦，接觸得最多 AI 嗰個 industry 就係 technology 啦，即係我哋依類型嘅IT 嘅公司啦。media 啦嚇，一啲media 嘅公司啦，同埋 telco 嚇。咁而另一個比較接觸得多 AI 嘅行業咧，就係 financial services 嚇。我相信亦都可能金融業上面亦都開始去睇緊 AI 究竟點樣可以再幫呢個金融嘅市場裏面咧，再去有更多嘅幫手嚇。咁所以其實 AI 係真係已經即係降臨呢個世界上面。咁而喺我哋上年announce 咗我哋嗰個 investment 啦，而 Microsoft 亦都推出咗我哋自己嘅 Azure OpenAI 呢個 service 之後咧，其實有好多嘅 CEO 咧都嚟問我哋究竟我應該點樣去 adopt AI 咧 ？AI 點樣幫助我間公司去 create 更多嘅 business 嘅 value impact， 甚至乎係打造一個好安全嘅 working environment， 俾我嘅員工好安心咁樣去用 AI 咧嚇。咁同一時間咧，佢哋亦都 有個擔心，個擔心就係其實 invest in AI 係咪一件好貴嘅事啊？我點樣去諗嗰個 return 咧？當我去 invest 咗呢啲錢，我想再 share 另外一個 survey 咧。唔緊要嚇，其實有另外一個 survey 咧，亦都係一個IDC 喺2023年嘅9月喺香港咧係做咗一個 survey， 去問唔同嘅都係唔同嘅業界啦，去問佢點樣睇 AI。同年咧喺2023年嘅11月咧，佢哋都做咗一個 Work Trend Index， 即係工作上面嘅一個生態啊嘅一個訪問嘅。原來香港嘅公司其實都幾 align with 咧 McKinsey 做嗰個 global 嗰個嘅results 嘅。原來香港嘅公司咧有71% 嘅公司咧都話自己咧係有用到 AI 嘅，即係喺唔同程度上面嚇。而香港嘅公司咧，佢哋嘅嗰啲老闆啊嗰個 expectation 就係當佢 invest 1蚊落去 AI 咧，佢 expect 係有3倍嘅 return 嘅嚇。咁同一時間，我亦都想另外帶出一個 term 叫 digital debt 嚇。如果我用一個例子去解釋下呢樣嘢咧，就係我哋日常每日返工，我哋都會有好多 communication， 用到唔同嘅 software， 用到唔同嘅 technology 嚇。例如好似今日咁樣嚇，我諗每一個上台講嘢嘅朋友講者都要 prepare 一個 presentation 嚇。除咗講緊內容之外咧，其實點樣去做呢個 presentation 咧？其實呢個先至係最花時間嚇。可能對於一啲老細嚟講咧，佢會話唔係喎，每次做presentation， 我咪就係叫我秘書入嚟咯，然後再叫我啲同事入嚟咯，係咪？我就去講我嘅將會 present 嘅 idea 俾佢，係咪啊？咁佢哋就去做㗎啦個 PowerPoint 嚇。但係你可以望下呢個 survey， 其實原來員工咧有43% 嘅時間咧就係點樣去執靚佢個 PowerPoint。去執靚佢嗰份 document， 去邊度揾啲圖咧嚇？啲字嘅大小究竟要用咩 font size 咧？我應該用咩顏色去吸引即係我嘅聽眾咧嚇？咁有好多，又或者係一啲大廈嘅管理嚇，我有一個新嘅一啲嘅rules 要去推出啦。可能每一座大廈我都要張貼一啲嘅告示，我應該點樣去寫依份嘅 document 咧嚇？我點樣去分派俾唔同嘅管理處去通知我唔同嘅管理員？佢點樣去通知我嘅住客咧嚇？其實呢度有好多 communication 嘅嚇，其實嗰啲先至係最花時間、最需要我哋嘅員工最多嘅能量啊，去處理嘅一樣嘢嚟嘅。咁所以咧，其實咧有64% 嘅 employee 咧，其實咧都覺得咧，其實佢份工係唔夠時間做嘅嚇。一個人要做幾樣嘢嚇。咁所以呢樣嘢咧，其實亦都係影響咗我哋嘅一個innovation 嚇。當我哋講一個安全嘅工作環境嘅時候，我頭先即係行咗一個圈啦，我都見到其實我哋業界有好多唔同，或者世界各地啦，都有好多唔同嘅 solution provider 都係喺硬件上面啦，喺一啲 software 上面啦，都會去幫手去打造一個好安全嘅一個環境 for 我哋嘅可能身體係嘛 physical 嘅 environment。但係好似大家比較少講嘅，缺少嘅係個 mindful 嗰個 mental 嘅 healthness 嚇。我又用翻頭先嘅一個例子嚇，可能我老細叫我聽日有個 presentation 嚇，要做100頁紙嘅嚇，同一時間我要咧幫大廈管理嗰邊咧去 prepare 一份通告嚇，要散播晒全港100、200棟大廈。我同一日之內我要完成呢啲嘢，可能我去 pantry 斟杯水，我諗住呢啲嘢，我斟個熱水，可能我都俾熱水淥親嚇。其實呢啲嘢咧，你冇得用個 sensor 或者裝個 monitor、裝個 CCTV 喺個 pantry 嗰度去 mon 住呢樣嘅工業安全，呢個都係一個工業安全嚟嘅嚇。 咁我哋唯一可以做嘅係咩呢？就係去改善我哋員工嘅 productivity， 去改善可能有一啲工作，我哋係咪可以用到人工智能去幫佢手呢？去減低佢一啲平時好 routine 好嘥佢時間，唔好用嘥啦嚇，好需要去用時間去做嘅一啲嘢呢嚇。咁所以喺上年嘅11月，我哋 launch 咗 Copilot for Microsoft 365嚇。我相信在座好多人都用緊我哋嘅 Microsoft 365嘅一啲modern work 嘅 solution 啦，即係過去一路以嚟用嘅 Office 嘅 app 啦、Outlook email 啦、SharePoint 啦嚇，一啲嘅 productivity 嘅 tools。而我哋喺上年咧推出咗 Copilot 咧，就係喺上面呢啲 productivity tools 咧，再加上一啲人工智能，去幫輕一啲我哋嘅同事，去令到佢更加可以 increase 佢嗰個 productivity。其實我哋個 solution launch 咗4個月左右嘅啫嚇。咁其實香港有好多大嘅企業咧，都已經開始咧應用緊呢個 Copilot 喺佢哋嘅公司。咁當我哋去訪問呢啲嘅即係用緊嘅用戶啦，我哋首先當然問下秘書小姐或者係幫老闆做 PowerPoint， 幫老闆去做一份 legal document 或者去砌一啲spreadsheet 嘅同事，其實佢希望喺呢個 Copilot 上面得到啲咩嘢咧？嚇，令到佢喺上面 benefit 到啲咩咧？好多時候咧，佢哋number one 揀選嘅就係希望揾 information 答我一啲問題。點解咧？大家你可以想像到，其實香港有好多公司咧，都係可能講緊有20-30年嘅歷史，甚至乎有8年嘅老店嚇。喺過去呢幾年，香港可能有一個比較 high 嘅 turnover， 但係其實啲 data、啲 information 仍然留喺公司入面嘅嚇。咁新嚟嘅員工點樣去揾嗰啲 information 咧？點樣去揾一啲資訊咧？佢唔係淨係靠不如問下啲老前輩啦，可能啲老前輩都未必再喺間公司嗰度。我點樣可以好有效咁樣去幫同事去揾到呢啲資訊嘅 information 嚇？點樣透過 AI 可以幫我去做呢啲咁樣嘅揾呢啲答案咧嚇？當我每一日 back to back 都喺度開緊會嘅時候，邊個可以幫我 summarize 我啲 meeting minutes？ 邊個可以幫我去揾相對嘅人去 take 一啲 action item 咧嚇？有一啲admin work， 我有冇辦法用一個人工智能當佢係一個助手咁樣去幫我減輕我嘅工作咧？呢啲都係一啲同事佢可能開始用緊 Copilot 咧，佢希望個 solution 可以幫得到佢。同一時間幾有趣嘅，我想俾大家睇下就係啲老闆們佢對 Copilot 嘅 expectation。其中有一樣嘢咧，我想大家去留意下嘅。其中一樣嘢，老闆們佢對於用依類型嘅 AI， 佢希望打造嘅即係幫得到佢公司咧，有2點咧，想大家去留意下，就係第3同埋第4個 column。佢希望係增加佢員工嘅 well-being 嚇，同埋去減少佢員工花佢嘅時間做一啲 low value 嘅 activity 嚇。我相信咧，每一個老闆咧，其實咧佢哋都好有良心嘅嚇，都希望咧佢嘅員工咧係可以有足夠嘅休息啦，係咪？有適當嘅幫助，令到減輕佢日常嘅工作。當佢好專注去做一樣嘢嘅時候咧，佢就可以喺一個好安全嘅環境裏面去工作嚇。咁呢個係我哋即係訪問咗我哋一啲客戶嘅一個survey 啦。咁簡單嚟講啦，有77% 嘅人都係講話用咗 Copilot 都翻唔到轉頭啦。即係當你用咗 AI 之後，你會 keep 住去利用佢去幫你哋手。咁當然，除咗我頭先提嘅就係within 我公司裏面就可以有一啲Copilot 呢啲咁樣嘅 solution 去幫我哋一啲即係 office 裡面嘅員工去減輕佢個 workload， 去增加佢嘅 productivity 之餘咧，其實我哋咧 Microsoft 亦係一個平台嚟嘅，一個 platform， 去俾我哋嘅一啲嘅 partner 咧，將佢哋嘅一啲 solution 咧，可以擺上嚟我哋一個叫做 Microsoft Azure Marketplace 嘅地方嚇。呢個地方咧，其實係舉一個例子，呢個係我哋香港一個 partner 叫 Finco， 佢做咗一個咧係 for 一啲地盤啊 construction site 嘅一啲 safety 嘅一個 solution。入面有晒 sensor、CCTV 點樣去 integrate， 利用我哋嘅GPT 嘅技術去 analyse 個地盤入面有冇一啲嘅問題啦，或者係提示啦，出一啲嘅 alert 嚇。而佢嘅 solution 咧，雖然佢係一間本地嘅香港公司，但係其實佢將佢嘅 solution 擺咗上我哋嘅 Azure Marketplace 咧，其實佢係 open up 咗咧俾全世界我哋 Microsoft 嘅客戶嘅，我哋嘅客戶咧，亦都同時可以喺呢個 Azure Marketplace 上面咧，去揾一啲咧世界各地唔同 partner 嘅 solution。點解呢個 platform 咁有用咧？即係大家都明白，香港其實係一個地方比較細嘅地方嚟嘅嚇。我哋機場得一個嚇，電力公司2間嚇。如果你真係要揾一啲同安全有關啊，點樣打造安全環境嘅一啲 solution 咧，其實可能外國咧會更加有一啲可能有參考價值嘅 solution 咧，我哋係可以利用到嘅嚇。咁而我哋去邊度揾咧嚇？即係當然啦，即係今日好啦，喺場嗰度我都見到其實除咗我哋本地嘅 solution， 其實亦都有一啲即係其他國家嘅 solution 啦。咁但係可能呢啲 event 1年1次嘅啫喎。咁我平時要揾到呢啲 solution 嘅時候，咁我去邊度揾呢？咁 Azure Marketplace 係一個地方咧，你可以去揾一啲我哋 Microsoft 海外嘅一啲 partner 嘅一啲 solution。以下係一啲嘅例子，舉個例，呢個 solution 係一個 AI enable 嘅一個 noise offense 嘅 identification 嘅 solution， 即係去測試一啲汽車嘅噪音啊，或者一啲工場發出嚟嘅噪音嚇。嗰啲噪音嘅 level 會唔會其實可能引致到我一啲嘅工人會影響佢嗰個聽覺咧？會唔會影響到佢失聰咧？嚇！呢類型嘅 solution 係其實你喺個 marketplace 上面咧係可以揾得到嘅。又或者其實可能在座都有一啲可能係一啲construction 啊，或者一啲工廠嘅客戶啦，咁。即係喺個地盤嗰度冇電腦嘅喎，係咪？但係我相信手機就一定有嚇。咁有冇一啲 mobile 嘅 solution 喺上面可以 personalize 到一啲即係工業安全嘅嘢咧嚇？一啲嘅守則咧，或者地盤嘅科文，可能佢攞住個 mobile 就可以去做相對嘅 briefing 咧嚇。咁呢啲 solution 咧，其實喺世界各地都有好多嘅。再講一啲 drone 嘅 solution 啦嚇，喺海外係比較流行啊，因為喺第二啲國家可能佢地方比較大嚇，咁佢要做勘測嘅時候，去睇一個 environment 一個 site 嚇，究竟嗰個地方有冇一啲潛在嘅危險咧嚇？我哋亦都有好多唔同嘅地方嘅 partner， 佢係有一啲 solution 咧，已經 well integrate with 呢啲咁嘅 drone 啊，呢啲咁樣嘅 solution。咁最後就係即係當然仲有林林種種唔同嘅 solution 啦。所以我歡迎大家，如果你哋係有興趣去了解多啲世界各地嘅一啲嘅 solution 咧，其實可以上嚟我哋個 Azure Marketplace 嗰度嘅嚇。咁總括啦，咁我哋希望俾大家知道 ，Microsoft 除咗有我哋嘅 AI 嘅 technology 之餘咧，其實我哋亦都提供一個平台俾我哋嘅 partner 啦，將佢嘅 solution 可以擺上嚟啦，亦都可以令到我哋嘅客戶咧，亦都藉住我哋呢個平台咧，去到世界唔同各地去揾相對可以幫得到你手，去 increase 或者係 improve 你哋而家嘅工作環境嘅。多謝各位。
多謝晒馮女士。接住我哋有請國際商業機器中國香港有限公司首席技術總監李永輝先生。李生係 IBM 嘅資深信息科技專家，致力使用人工智能同埋混合雲技術推動數字轉型。佢喺2014年被任命為 IBM 傑出工程師，係首位獲得呢個職稱嘅 IBM 大中華區系統部技術專家。今日將會分享嘅係從人工智能到生成式人工智能職安健應用場景及工具。我哋掌聲歡迎李生。
各位專家、各位朋友，大家晏晝好嚇。咁今日好高興咧參加到職安局同埋係勞工處主辦嘅一個職安嘅 Expo 啦。咁同大家分享一下一個從人工智能同生成式人工智能嘅一個使用場景喺職安嘅應用同埋一啲場景同大家分享一下嘅。咁 IBM 亦都好有榮幸有機會可以係借呢個機會啦，同大家分享一啲我哋對呢個領域嘅一啲少少嘅理解。咁首先咧就OK， 咁首先咧就係我哋對職安嗰個理解嚟講，就係話從職安嗰個考慮嚟講，我哋會睇到係由從3個層面去考慮。第一咧就係話我哋通常職安要處理嘅一啲報告啦。如果遇到一啲事故嗰個時候，我哋點樣可以好快速過去做到一啲報告，亦都點樣可以好快速揾到一啲合規嘅要求啦、工作守則啦，從而我哋可以制定一啲工作嘅標準。咁所以喺職安嗰個角度嚟講，我哋一定要有一啲好了解最底層嘅一個需求啦、合規啦、法規等等嘅要求。同一時間，如果要再做好啲嘅，咁我哋應該係有一啲監控嘅能力。我哋點樣可以係做到一啲實時嘅匯報？透過一啲傳感器，透過一啲新嘅設備，包括手機啊、智能設備等等，我哋收集到個數據可以進行一啲實時嘅一啲通告，或者係一啲alert 咁樣。咁如果再做好再好一啲嘅，我哋再上3個人裏邊最高嘅層面，咁我哋就係話點樣可以做到一啲預報。做一啲所謂 preventive 預防性嘅一啲措施，避免一啲意外或者係一啲特殊嘅情況嘅發生。咁因此咧，我哋見到就係如果要做好一個職安個架構嚟講，最底層我哋一定要做到嘅報告係佢嗰個 cornerstone， 但係同一時間我哋係需要有一啲數據分析嘅能力，可以幫佢做到一啲數據嘅分析，而做到一啲推算，從而係避免一啲意外嘅發生咁樣。咁好啦，喺呢個層面嚟講咧，我今日準備可能一方面會講講點樣用 AI 嘅能力可以幫到我哋嗰啲客戶幫忙啦。另外一方面亦都可以透過而家最新嘅生成式人工智能啊，咁點樣可以再做到一啲更多嘅創新。第3點咧，我等陣會同大家分享，其實咧除咗職安之外咧，而家大家市面上好流行一個議題就係 ESG 即係做一啲係環境同埋係一啲監管嘅報告裏邊，其實咧 ESG 裏邊嘅 social 同 governance 裏邊咧涉及職安嘅成分都會有嘅嚇。咁所以先同大家分享一下喺 AI 嘅能力嚟講啦。咁AI 其實咧發展到而家嚟講係大概都係10年左右嘅事件。咁中間已經過去由嗰個叫神經元網絡個年代開始啦嚇，其實 AI 係有超過50到60年㗎啦，喺計算機個世界發展到。過去10年發展得比較快嘅咧，就係一啲所謂傳統嘅 AI 嗰個形式啊。咁啊點樣去透過一啲神經元網絡去做一啲大數據嘅模型嘅推算，從而去揾到一啲圖像識別啊，或者係做一啲anomalies 嘅發現等等。咁包括機器學習、深度學習等等嘅能力。咁呢個係一啲所謂傳統嘅 AI 發展到呢幾年咧，呢1-2年咧就係開始出現咗一個叫生成式人工智能 （generative AI）。咁嗰度嚟講係利用一啲大模型啦、AI 大模型啦，同埋係一啲所謂foundation model 去構建。咁好啦，咁點樣去配合翻我哋職安嗰度咧？咁其實就係話，當一啲大型嘅企業係需要用到一啲平台去管治一個 AI 嘅去管治一啲平台或者去做一啲 AI 嘅推算嗰陣時，我一定要有一個端到端嘅一個能力嘅。我唔係淨係單單有一個工具俾咗你，我係需要由一個場景包括係個客戶而家管治嘅所有嘅設備，包括佢而家嘅一啲所有嘅一啲機器嘅一啲數據，我需要有辦法去收集到，從而咧去可以做到一啲監控啦。 健康嘅檢查啦、預防性嘅一啲建議啦等等。咁 IBM 嚟講，我哋有一個工具叫 Maximo 啦，咁係一個企業級嘅資產管理系統。咁應用喺咧企業，而家喺香港嚟講，我哋有一啲大型嘅企業咧，包括咧一啲建造業啦、資產管理啦、或者啲航運業啦，或者係一啲係機器製造業咧，都會用到呢個咁嘅工具。咁呢個工具可以幫你咧，就係有效管治成個企業裏邊嘅所有嘅資產。我可以知道每一個資產嘅狀況。透過收集一啲傳感器，嗰個叫做 Maximo Monitor 嘅能力，我可以接收到一啲唔同類型嘅傳感器傳過嚟嘅信息。呢啲信息可以係一啲機器嘅使用嘅溫度啊，可以係震動嘅情況啊、聲音啊等等。我透過呢啲咁嘅數據咧，我可以去理解到、去推測到嚟緊個機器嘅健康嘅狀況，從而再利用一啲 AI 嘅模型咧，我可以推算到呢個設備本身嚟緊會唔會出現到一啲潛在嘅問題。咁呢個解決方案嚟講，譬如 IBM 我哋喺全球性一啲企業，舉個例，一個大家可能都係耳熟能詳啲例子就係環球片場。環球片場裏邊涉及到好多機器嘅設備嚇，雖然係提供一個遊戲嘅一個環境，咁但係你唔會係等到個機器出現咗問題先去維修噶嘛，你一定係嗰個機器開始用到一定嘅程度嗰陣時，我哋可以提早去做一啲預防性嘅更換。咁點樣喺全球嘅環球片場嗰度統一收集到啲數據？當出現咗問題嗰陣時，我點樣去調動一啲最合適嘅工程師去幫佢去解決個問題？提供一個最好嘅解決方案等等。呢一套 Maximo 可以制定到一個端到端嘅一個解決方案，俾到我哋嘅客戶嘅。咁同一時間咧，裏邊有一個組成嘅部分咧，就叫做 Maximo Visual Inspection。咁呢個係針對傳統式嘅一個人工智能嗰個平台咧，可以制定到一啲建立一啲神經元網絡嘅大模型啦。咁我亦都提供到一啲工具，可以幫你加快開發針對你哋各個行業裏邊遇到嘅場景，我可以制定一啲 AI 大模型，咁可以幫你透過啲圖片嘅訓練啦，可以制定一啲可以幫你產生一個模型啦 ，AI 建模啦，建咗模之後就可以幫你擺喺一個實際嘅環境嗰度，或者呢個手機嗰度，可以幫你推斷到你哋喺實際工作場景裏邊遇到一個情況，你影一張相對比一下就可以判斷究竟呢個係咪一個危險嘅信號。咁呢度嚟講可以係一啲譬如話建築業啊，可能你出現啲裂痕啊，嗰啲裂痕究竟係一啲正常啊，定還是一啲唔正常啦？或者係一啲損壞機器嘅損壞，譬如呢度有個 image segmentation， 見到就係有架車尾俾人撞咗，咁撞咗嚟講，咁嗰個影響範圍有幾大？我要做一啲點樣嘅維護工作等等，或者生產嘅工序嚟講，我用一個設備擺落去一個機器嗰度，個設備本身嗰個元件本身係有一啲瑕疵嘅，咁嗰啲瑕疵究竟係影響大唔大呢？咁等等呢啲我都可以透過嗰個 MVI 嘅一個工具，可以幫你進行一啲傳統 AI 模型嘅建模create 一個 model AI modeling。咁而呢個 AI model 建模咗之後呢，就可以擺喺你哋嗰啲設備嗰度做一啲推理 inference 嘅一個工作。咁而 Maximo 本身呢，另外亦都可以幫你係收集咗唔同嘅設備嗰個數據啦，所謂一啲operational 嘅一啲 technology 嘅 data 包括咗一啲設備嘅數據啦，包括咗一啲係溫度啦、震動啦、聲音啦等等嘅一啲數據。同一時間亦都透過一啲 IT 嘅平台嘅信息啦，可以收集咗譬如你哋員工或者係其他設備嗰啲運行嗰啲維護嗰啲信息啦。咁可以將兩個數據進行一個對比之後咧，就可以建立咗一個評分嘅準則。而呢個評分嘅準則咧，就可以作為一個長遠監控嘅一個紅綠黃燈嘅一個指示嘅信號，去加強咗一啲監管嘅。咁跟住落嚟咧，我哋呢度跟住用一個例子咧，係俾大家睇一睇大家可以睇一睇就係 IBM Maximo 嘅工具用咗係一個丹麥一條全世界最長嘅掛橋之一啦，點樣去幫助到佢解決到個問題。
It's not really moving. But this is an illusion. If it hasn't been inspected in the right manner and maintained in the same manner, a very sad accident can happen. Maximo is a management system where we not only can write out work orders, but we see it as basically the foundation, the spine of everything we want to do from a digitization point of view.
The dream is that this technology can really help to reduce or maybe completely remove the risk of tragedies, collapse of bridges, collapse of tunnels, collapse of buildings.
When we are having a bridge out in the sea, you have to be aware how the chloride is actually penetrating the concrete, because rust is one of the enemies for concrete structures. We literally have to hire mountaineers to climb the surfaces to actually do the inspections.
There are many disadvantages to traditional inspections. People's life is in danger sometimes.
Now we have changed that way of inspecting our concrete surfaces from the mountaineer climbing around using drones now.
Everything is done automatically. It's scalable. Scanning a bridge can take 1 day instead of taking a month.
All this data that feed into Maximo from sensor, from document, from images, and from other sources needs to be processed to extract knowledge, and that's where AI comes into play.
There's a huge stack of informal data, unstructured data, and we need a machine that's able to read and process unstructured information.
Maximo can do it in a fast way, in a repeatable way, in a scalable way, and once it learns to do the job, it learns forever.
Now we have a way to show a complete picture of the health of a bridge. And it's not every second year or every 6 years we can do that assessment. We can do it from second to second.
好咁呢個係一個例子，就係點樣利用一個 Maximo， 利用一啲 AI 嘅能力咧，就可以係加強做一條橋嘅一個營運啦。咁包括我唔需要再僱用一啲人去爬橋啦，我可以透過一啲 drones 啦、AI 人工智能啦，去識別到橋上邊一啲鏽跡啦、裂痕啦等等。而透過呢啲動作咧，我哋可以將嗰啲橋嗰個生命週期咧延長到係幾十年。而呢件事本身延長幾十年，呢件事本身咧，亦都係幫助到社會個 ESG 嗰個改進，減少個碳排放。咁去翻頭先嗰個例子，就係針對一啲傳統嘅 AI 模型，我點樣透過一啲人工智能嘅方式建一啲模型，針對特定嘅場景。咁跟住引申過去1-2年咧，出現咗一個所謂生成式人工智能 （Generative AI）。咁呢兩者嘅差異最主要係咩呢？咁其實呢兩者 IBM 嘅觀點係傳統 AI 模型同埋生成式人工智能嘅模型咧，兩者係會並存嘅，唔會一個取替第二個。第二咧就係生成式人工智能，佢產生咧就係用一啲 AI 大模型，佢係透過一啲前期嘅一啲訓練嘅工作咧，就將嗰個 AI 嗰個好大嘅模型咧，已經做到一啲基本嘅常識已經係學識咗。因此可以做一啲推斷性嘅一啲新言可以生成式啊嘛，佢 generative 咁所以喺呢個層面嚟講咧，我哋見到兩個模型之間兩者嘅差異咧，兩者會並存嗰個差異在於左邊會見到傳統嘅人工智能嗰個模型咧係需要一個特定嘅場景我哋要建立一個特定嘅 AI 模型出嚟嘅，因此需要一啲工具可以幫你加快去做應用嘅一個開發模型嘅開發。咁喺呢個訓練嘅過程裏邊，特定嘅場景嚟講，可能係一個土木工程或者建築工程或者係一啲機器工程嘅利用場景係唔一樣，但係我哋可以針對你哋特殊嘅情況，配合嗰個你哋提供嘅數據，專業嘅一個數據，培訓一個模型，針對呢個特定場景做得非常好好細一個模型可以擺喺任何嘅設備，甚至乎手機都係行得起嚟。咁另外一方面 ，AI 嘅大模型咧 ，Generative AI 生成式人工智能咧，佢係基於一個所謂 Foundation Model。Foundation Model 係一個 AI 大模型啦，可以係用緊上1000張 GPU 嘅環境，因此好多時嗰個生成式人工智能咧係需要擺喺雲端，因為佢擺唔到喺你嗰個機房嗰度太多 GPU 嘅需求。咁所以，但係佢有咁多 GPU 嘅好處係在於佢可以訓練一啲好大參數嘅 AI 模型，即係好比一個學生由小學生去到中學生準備考大學，去到中學過程裏邊已經讀咗好多書，佢已經識考好多嘅嘢，但係佢唔係一個專家喺任何一個領域，佢只係一個通才。咁但係將來經過大學嘅訓練，做一啲所謂 fine tuning、prompt engineering， 我可以將佢變為一個專業嘅領域嘅一個專家，喺個大模型喺特定嘅場景發揮佢嘅功用。但係佢本身係需要一個基礎模型，一個 foundation model 嘅構建。咁呢個 foundation model 因為個規模比較大，佢會利用互聯網上邊各種類型嘅數據咧，去進行一個大模型嘅培訓嘅。咁但係呢個 功能係有一個特定嘅好處，但係同一時間咧 ，IBM 我哋都睇到或者業界都睇到咧，呢個 AI 大模型係佢有一啲局限性。局限性喺邊度咧？而家最主要我哋見到一啲挑戰咧係在於佢嗰個，因為係嗰個 AI 大模型咧係透過一啲互聯網嘅數據去做一個統一嘅培訓，佢會產生咧可能會出現一啲偏見bias， 佢會產生一啲hallucination 幻象、幻覺。佢俾你嘅回答睇落好真，但係可能係唔精準嘅。咁你諗下，如果喺職安個局面，如果你透過生成式人工智能冇經過任何嘅過濾，俾人睇到一個錯誤嘅信息呢，其實係一個好大嘅影響，係危及到一個生命安全嘅考慮嘅。咁所以喺某啲領域咧，我哋係需要俾一啲好精準嘅數據俾到人咧。咁呢個係亦都個挑戰咧，喺個生成式人工智能嗰度要睇。同一時間咧，而家開始因為有啲出現一啲情況，就係可能出現咗一啲係 IP 嗰個授權嗰個問題 ，intellectual property 知識產權嘅問題。因為佢培訓個模型嗰陣時，佢用咗好多數據，而呢啲數據你可能係唔知道嚟自邊度嘅。冇一個所謂 data lineage 嘅嗰個證明，因此會產生咗一啲訴訟，可能就係話你嗰個 IP 授權究竟係咪可以用嗰啲數據呢？咁喺實際嘅企業嚟講咧，我哋要解決呢個問題咧 ，IBM 咧就推出咗一個解決方案，就叫 Watson's X。Watson's 咧係對 IBM 嚟講一個好多個意思啦嚇，包括我哋創辦人嗰個名啦Thomas Watson 啦嚇。咁我哋都係一個 Watson's 嗰個代表 IBM 嘅一個好核心嘅一個技術嗰個體現啦。Watson's X 咧就代表係一個 next generation 嘅 Watson's AI for Business 嘅一個平台。我哋同一般客戶一般平台唔一樣，就係我哋 IBM 係針對企業嘅客戶啦，好多時。因此我哋推出一個 AI 大模型嗰陣時咧，我哋提出咗係成個平台提供咗一個 Watson's X 啦。Watson's X.AI 咧係幫開發一啲 AI 嘅模型，幫你建模，包括可以用一啲傳統嘅 AI 模型嘅開發，亦都可以做到 AI 大模型、生成式人工智能嗰個開發。我哋可以提供多種嘅 AI 大模型選擇，包括開源嘅一啲 AI 大模型，包括 IBM 自身開發嘅 AI 大模型，叫 IBM Granite 等等。IBM Watson's X.Data 咧就係提供咗一個數據平台，我哋叫做一個 Data Lakehouse，可以支持到一啲結構化嘅數據，好似 database， 亦都可以支持到一啲非結構化嘅數據，好似啲圖像咁樣。咁呢啲咁嘅數據咧，我哋可以幫佢有效去整合到喺一個 AI 大模型嘅建模裏邊。另外 AI Watson's X.Governance 係一個監控嘅一個平台，因為你要知道就係 AI 生成個結果，你唔可以話俾佢聽，人哋問你，喂，你俾個建議我啦，我俾一個答案你。呢個答案邊度嚟㗎？唔知啊 ，AI 話俾我聽㗎。咁呢個係咪一個最好嘅答案呢？係唔係嘅？尤其是企業嘅用戶，我一定要有個出處。因此我哋需要有一個 Watson's X.Governance 可以幫做到一啲 AI 嘅 governance 個監管。個監管裏邊可以避免到你啲數據出現咗 bias，佢提早話俾你聽，避免你啲數據裏邊出現咗一啲所謂 data drift。舉個例，你今年個 AI 模型建立咗個模型係行得好好，並不代表一年之後個模型行得好好。舉個例，一啲之前可能香港有 COVID 嘅影響 ，COVID 嘅情況底下嗰啲code of conduct 嗰啲職業操守同嗰個執行嗰個細則，同你冇咗 COVID 嗰個限制底下都係唔一樣嘅，係咪？咁因此咧，我哋咧就會提供到一啲我哋嘗試係利用個生成式人工智能啦，去提供到一啲建議啦。咁包括咧呢度個例子就係話，利用生成式人工智能，我哋嗰啲使用者嗰啲人員咧就可以輸入一啲有關嘅重要信息，包括可能一啲事故嘅報告，因為頭先講有3個層次去做一啲職安嘅一啲實施。最底層次我哋生成即係一啲報告係咪 ？Incident report。咁我 incident report 咧生成係好麻煩嘅，咁但係我透過一個生成式人工智能嘅平台，我哋提供一啲事發嘅事件、日期、人物、地點或者個事件一啲描述，我就可以幫你咧 generate 到右手邊唔同類型嘅輸出嘅格式，可以係一個電郵，可以係一個媒體報告嘅一個例子。另外一個咧就係可以透過一個我哋透過一個所謂engineering assist 一個知識庫，透過你哋企業本身或者你哋設備公司本身 提供嘅一啲工作守則咧，我哋可以擺落去一個 AI 生成式人工智能嘅大模型，俾到一個好精準嘅建議你。咁呢度係一個例子啦嚇。咁我哋就嘗試做一個example mock up 俾我哋客戶去睇啦。咁就係話佢問佢一個問題，咁我就可以喺佢哋個知識庫嗰度咧揾到呢啲操作守則、專業守則，同埋我係引經據典嘅。我會話俾你聽，我俾你嘅建議係嚟自呢一本嘅文件嘅嚇工作守則2020年版嚇。時間都好緊要嘅，因為隨住唔同嘅時間咧，可能個守則都唔一樣。我亦都可以繼續追問嗰啲問題。呢一個同普通嘅一啲網絡上邊嘅一啲大模型唔一樣嘅地方就係，我可以根據你企業裏邊自己嘅文件，提供咗一個最專業嘅建議俾到你。好啦，最後一個點想補充咧，就係嗰個除咗一個新 AI 模型同埋生成式人工智能之外啦嚇，其實咧呢個職安咧，其實係同 ESG 都係可以話息息相關。咁喺做而家 ESG 嘅 report 裏邊嚟講咧，GRI 咧係一個Global Reporting Initiative， 係一個國際嘅組織，定義一啲報告嘅標準。喺 ESG 嘅報告 GRI 403嘅文件裏邊咧，其中就係針對係職安咧係作為一個建議嘅。咁而 IBM 咧，我哋亦都幫助客戶咧去建立一啲 ESG 嘅報告模型啦。我哋有一個 solution 叫做 MVC， 係做一個auditable grade 嘅 ESG report 嘅。好多一啲全球性嘅大型企業咧，包括我哋 IBM 自己嘅 ESG report 都係採用呢啲方式。咁而呢個 ESG report 裏邊咧 ，environmental 就唔使講，你嘥咗幾多，產生咗幾多個碳排放啦。咁但係 social 同 governance 嗰度咧，其中個組成嘅部分，根據 GRI 嘅 report 亦都可以擺啲職安嘅數據上去，作為一個社會嘅一個支持咁樣樣。咁我諗喺呢度咧，今日就同大家分享少少啦。IBM 我哋係幫助客戶做一啲 AI 啦、生成式人工智能啦，同埋係一啲 ESG report 嘅少少工具，希望幫助到各位喺來年做到更好嘅一啲職安嘅一啲服務嘅提供。喺呢度多謝大家。
多謝晒李生嘅分享。跟住落嚟，我哋有請 Virgo Wave Inc 總經理渡部裕也先生 Mr. Watabe。Mr. Watabe will present the topic of application of exoskeleton to reduce risk of manual handling. Please welcome our honourable guests, Mr. Watabe. Mr. Watabe, please， 俾啲掌聲歡迎晒 Mr. Watabe。
Hello everyone. My name is Yuya Watabe, representing Virgo Wave Company Limited from Japan. It's a brief moment, but I truly appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today. So first of all, I'd like to talk about application of exoskeleton to reduce risk of manual handling. To begin, I will provide an overview of the current exoskeleton market in Japan, followed by an explanation of the development background of our company's products. In Japan, manual handling of heavy objects still remains, and in various work environments. In the environments, the worker they always caring about their health risks and lower back pain. So responding to their demands, our company joined the exoskeleton market in 2010 and started to produce active type exoskeleton suits. It has the electricity on the suits with the battery and the motor. But however, our customer always complaining about the heavy. It's really heavy and not easy to move and not easy to use it. Responding to the comments of our customer, we decided to develop the passive type exoskeleton suits. That's what I'm wearing now. It doesn't have any battery, motor, no electricities. And the first, we call our jacket support jacket. And the first support jacket was made in 2016. Sorry. And 2016, it was not really popular. I mean, the passive type exoskeleton suits. There are no competitors, and we were only manufacturers for that kind of items. And passive type exoskeleton suits. Sorry. Okay. And that's the actual background of our development. So nextly, I'm going to talk about the lower back pains. Why you going to have the lower back pains? So we actually focusing on two main factors. So the first one will be the strain on your intervertebral discs. You see, oh, sorry. You see here. So you have always pressure on your lumbar discs in different posture. So even though you are standing like straight, you will have the strain on your lumbar discs. And if you running forward like this, it's going to be 2.2 times compared to just standing. So it means you always having the stress on your lumbar discs. So that's the one of the reasons you have the back problem. And also, this is another research. If you carry some 20 kilograms objects from ground to the desk, you will have 420 kilograms pressure on your lumbar discs. It's quite heavy, and if you only just standing, you just have the 90 kilograms. So, and the second reason you're going to have the problem on their back is, abdominal pressure is going to be weak when you get old. As you see this picture, naturally you have the abdominal pressure here, and the back muscle strength, the balance of the power is proper now, so you don't have any pains here. But if you get old, I don't know how to say it properly, but if you get old, the abdominal pressure is going to be weak, and you're going to get pain. So about the pressure on your lumbar discs and this abdominal pressure will make your back problem, I think. No, we think. So for solving the two causes, as I mentioned you, so we make our product support jacket, as you see the picture here. So we have 3 different kinds of models, and you will remove your back pain with wearing this, and you can reduce your strain on your back with wearing these suits. Okay, so why you can reduce the strain on your back with the jacket, I can explain to you. So we have the key technology, like we call it BB+, like this bone. So as you can see the back here. So we call it backbone plus. So it's going to be your second spine, second spine. So the BB plus will be your second spine, and it's going to be work as your second spine. So this BB plus creates resilience against increased strain during forward-leaning postures. This resilience not only reduces your strains on intervertebral discs, but also it really helps for keep your posture when you are leaning forward. So this is an actual system. When you're wearing our suits, you'll not be like doing that. Because of the BB plus, naturally you're going to be like this form. and you can protect your back actually. And for the second causes of the back problem, we, as I told you, the abdominal pressure will be weak. So we put the lumbar support on our products here. So this is you can get a lumbar support and you can get pressure on your stomach naturally. So the balance of the back muscle strength and the abdominal pressure will be good, and you don't have any problem on your back. So that's our technology of our products. And this is a lever test from ISO. So if you wear the support jacket, the posture will be different. If you are wearing our jacket, the posture like this, yeah, the angle will be different, something like that. And this is actual scientific data as well. So I want to say with this document, if you wear our jacket, you can reduce 43% of the back strain. You can reduce. Okay. So as I told you, we are creating passive type exoskeleton suits. So it doesn't have any electricity and special components. And we can make it really affordable price, as you can see here. So that's our strong point as well. Okay, so that's all for now. But our company's goal is, our future goal is all of the workers will not have any worry about the back strains. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Watabe. 接住落嚟，我哋有請拓方狗機械人有限公司首席項目官白俊偉博士工程師，同我哋主講機器人技術對減低肌肉筋骨勞損風險嘅應用啊！我哋掌聲歡迎白博士。呢個係下一頁，呢個上一頁。
OK， 好，唔該。OK， 唔該晒。咁啊，我哋Breda Robotics 啊，咁坦白講，我哋有 booth 喺外邊嚟嘅。咁啊，但係今日我哋又冇帶到呢個外骨骼過嚟，因為老實講，我哋都係研究緊呢隻咁嘅呢個咁嘅工具啦。因為我哋主力都係搞機械人啦。咁但係我睇過外骨骼係咪應該係一個好大 market 咧？我期望即係地盤可能每一個人都有一套。咁但係我哋做一個今日我嚟講，我諗我哋用一個 researchers 嗰個角度去睇，我哋做緊科研、做緊調研嘅角度去睇，我哋揾到啲咩問題，我哋想拎出嚟大家傾傾。我想問下開始前有冇邊個着過嗰啲外骨骼？用過有冇啊？用過舉手好嘛？可以試下。好，係啦。咁其實大家都唔知咩嚟嘅喎，係嘛？不如咁啊，我好快咁介紹下自己嘅背景，等你知我多少少點解我會咁樣講呢啲嘢。咁一個機械人公司嘅 R&D 領軍啦。咁其實我咩背景？唔好意思，其實我唔識整機械人嘅。好笑真係，我本身讀土木工程，我本身係結構工程師。我本身亦都係我個 PhD 我都唔係做工程，唔係做機械人。不過我係好了解地盤運作。我之前教書，我佢哋叫白 Sir， 咁好少人叫白博士嘅，我都有啲面紅嗰啲。咁啊，所以咧要見到我叫我白 Sir， 好易認嘅啫。OK， 啲特徵我明㗎啦，幾廿歲明㗎啦。咁啊我冇背景啦，我冇教書啦，咁好多學生都會叫我白 Sir。咁同埋我都做好多public service 啦。咁呢個我自己個LinkedIn 嚟㗎，有興趣可以同我做交朋友，我好同你傾偈。咁我想講係啦 ，exoskeleton 最出名，我哋香港人嚟㗎嘛，係咪啊？應該見過呢個啦，係咪啊？明日戰記跳嚟跳去嗰啲，係啊，咪就係嗰啲咯。有冇人着過啊？呢刻劉青雲喺度啊？古天樂咧又唔喺度 ，OK。咁啊，其實簡單啲講，其實一個外骨骼嚟啊嘛，支撐住個身體，我就嚟要㗎啦 ，OK。支撐住個肚腩先 ，OK。咁啊，另外咧就係可以 幫我哋個身體 shake 翻啦，即係嘛做得好啲個 body 個樣啦。另外保護我哋個身體啲器官咁樣啦，呢個都係佢主要功能嚟嘅。咁但係其實喺我哋工程嚟講咧，工業嚟講咧，其實咧我哋希望咧佢可以幫到嗰個 performance 做得好啲，呢個係重點啦。另外咧就係佢哋去用呢啲希望容易啲佩戴，因為咧真係嗰句陣間你會見到我着過好多部，咁啊發覺哇好難搞原來，即係如果你真係試，我覺得我哋講起來去用咁，其實佢哋會面對啲咩問題啊？我都要諗下，即係我哋做 R&D 做研發嘅，一定要知道 pain point 喺邊度，呢個痛點喺邊度嚟㗎嘛。咁所以一定要親身去睇。咁所以如果你真係揾我哋搞機械人咧，我好興去你地盤，不如帶我去地盤睇睇發生咩事先啦，睇你問題喺邊度嚟啊！我同你一齊研究點樣分析、點樣解決。咁所以咧，我哋咧後邊我點解要用 exoskeleton 咧？其實應該咁樣講，好請唔到人啊嘛，係嘛？落地盤好攰喎，要搬嘢嘅喎，又傷筋骨係嘛？嗰陣時睇細個睇嗰啲廣告係嘛？擒高擒低靠腰力啊嘛，係咪先？好攰嘅喎咁樣，咁係咪可以幫到手咧？另外可以即係亦都成本可以減低啲咧。第二樣嘢就係我哋而家嘅技術發展咗啦，啲摩打好細隻啦，係咪啊？可以做到好多嘢，比以前嗰啲哇好大隻。你睇阿凡達嗰啲咁樣揸㗎嘛，係嘛？而家嗰啲阿劉青雲嗰啲跳嚟跳去都唔使撳掣嘅，幾勁啊！咁啊，不過嗰啲拍戲嘅啫，我講俾你聽。OK。咁啊，我有個朋友笑緊啦，我哋做科技公司係，我哋成日都講，我哋好驚嗰啲拍戲嗰啲科技公司，即係俾段片你睇，跟住又好勁啦。我都講一講賣個廣告，我哋見到啲機械人全部地盤用緊㗎啦，我哋 deployed 係 ED 尾嘅係用緊㗎啦。OK。咁所以咧我哋唔係一間電影公司嚟嘅。OK。咁仲有啦，其實我哋最好就係咩咧？提升 OSH 啦，呢度場合梗係要講呢樣嘢啦，係咪？仲有咧就係提升佢工人嘅 performance 啊嘛。咁買一件嘢俾佢，原來做翻一樣咁慢嘅，咁買嚟做咩咧 ？OK， 咁啊，總係要氹啲老闆買嘅，有啲理由講俾佢聽嘅。好啦，跟住嚟啦，冇劉青雲咁型嘅，亦都冇古天樂咁型嘅，個我嚟嘅。OK， 希望唔好失望先。第一件事，我真係試過。咁其實咧，外骨骼有兩大款嘅，一個叫 active 主動式，有電嘅。嗱，有電嗰啲咧，嚿電就麻煩啦，你要叉電嘅，同埋好貴。有啲咧叫做 passive 被動式嘅，咁啊頭先我哋日本朋友亦都嗰度有嚿喎，個吉他喎 ，OK， 係啊，嗰個都係 passive 嚟㗎，係咪啊？係啊 ，OK， 咁咧係啦，啲好朋友啊 ，QT 我哋嘅嚇，咁啊係 passive 嗰啲passive 成本低啲，咁我老實講，我今日針對 passive 嘅，咁啊 active 咧就邊種？係咪有 pointer 喺度？喺度係啦，呢種，咁啊 active 你見到好多摩打喺度，咁其實一般嚟講咧都要用電要叉電啊，要換電啊，幾咁麻煩啲 passive 咧。就有啲可能用啲彈弓啊、橡筋啊，或者一啲嗰啲叫咩啊 piston， 即係一啲接筒啊，類似嗰啲咁啊，可以 store 啲 energy 再 release 翻出嚟，咁啊都要方法。我覺得呢個比較容易啲，同埋成本低啲。咁我期望係每一個都帶一套啊嘛，即係帶一套外骨骼去做嘢，咁所以一定要成本低先吸引到佢。咁另外有啲其實好簡單嘅 by definition 咧，呢個都算係嘅。保護個手指，譬如成日要撳一啲好大力嘅嘢，係嘛？如果有個外骨骼保護個手指公，佢咪唔使用手指個著過去佢咯。其實好簡單嘅啫，其實唔係好複雜嘅嘢。呢個一個手指套咁樣硬嘅已經係嚟㗎。咁點解我哋唔用呢啲嘢咧？係咪？咁好啦，咁啊再落去啦。咁其實我哋同一啲院校合作啦，咁睇緊一啲做一啲好深層次嘅調研啦、research 啦。咁發生咩事咧？其實好多時候咧，最大嘅問題就係好大部分，頭先好開心見到日本嘅朋友去嗰隻，即係我好少見到係 Asian 嘅 size 嘅，大部分都鬼佬嘅，即係我咁嘅 size 咧，個手踭去咗呢度嚟嘅，咁我點用啊大佬？即係唔得噶嘛，咁同埋好難行啊，因為個 size 唔夾我，着咗上去根本就棘住我，阻住我做嘢，我唔着唔中意。第二樣嘢就係咧，其實佢咧唔舒服，夾住個膊頭，夾住個大髀，夾住條腰，夾住隻小腿，咁呢啲好常見，因為佢靠彈力啊嘛。呢個係經常發生嘅事。仲有啦，好阻住我做嘢啦，前面有副鐵架喺度，後邊又有條吊網鋼線咁樣啦。再有咧，限制咗我動作，呢個比較擔心啲啊。譬如我哋叫應該就係佢啲外骨骼，其實我本來要跳開嘅喎，點不知佢撬住咗我，跳唔起，咁可能有啲嘢整到我啦。呢個係我哋比較擔心嘅嘢。再落去啦，有陣時去綁住隻手啊，會好唔舒服啊，夾住啦。咁你要咁講，好多時候咧，佢哋嗰個因為包住咗隻腳啊。咪好有壓力，咪會熱啲咯個位置，咪出汗咯，唔舒服咯，我都唔想用啊。仲有地盤好熱㗎嘛，咁又包住件件都有啲彈弓啊、橡筋黏貼咁包住，好辛苦。 咁我試嘅時候咧，就喺個冷氣房度試嘅，應該就唔多覺嘅。咁但係就我都幻想到嗰種感覺。咁另外咧就係話有陣時一個腰圍下圍個 size， 有時女工我唔寫女工嗰度，費事嗰個歧視問題。但係女仔個 hip 係會同男仔唔同。咁如果戴落去嘅時候，尤其腰位嗰度咧就好唔舒服啦。咁呢啲都係我哋會做 research 發現嘅問題啦。咁再落去啦，有啲嘢都會發覺就係話好多時候因為外骨架出現咗咧，突然間又彈遠咗。我本來想轉呢個窿嘅，咁咪退咗嗰度，咁你要就佢啦。咁呢個會令到 error 啦，或者我想收螺絲佢就彈遠咗咁樣。咁仲有啦，我哋要上 training 啦，咁任何嘢都要㗎啦。咁但係呢個好多時候我哋都忽略咗呢個問題。咁仲有咧，我哋有陣時我哋我試過一款就要踎低嘅時候，佢就幫我㗎。點解知我踎嗰陣時要好大力？咁即係攰啲嘅其實。點解我踎到咁攰嘅咧？起上嚟係輕鬆嘅，但係踎落去辛苦咗喎。咁用摸在頭腦。咁再落去啦，有陣時耐咗咧，會令到啲肌肉咧，有陣時佢因為你唔用嗰個肌肉，或者你用少咗肌肉咧，佢會有啲唔係咁好啦，或者佢叫做有啲勞損，或者有啲叫做deconditioning， 即係佢會可能會係咪叫萎縮啊？冇咁嚴重嘅，不過佢 research 咁講啦，叫照讀啦。咁好多時候又係啦，限制咗喐動啦，變咗你嗰個工作會即係肌肉有啲唔用啊，變咗又冇咁靈活啦嚇。咁落去啦，咁其實咧仲有啲咩嘅？佢 RM 啊 ，restricted range of motion 呢個比較緊張啲嘅，就係即係頭先我講啦，我佢撩我啦，咁我唯有講快啲啦，唔好意思。咁即係話意思咩事咧？我哋即係佢跳又跳唔起，咁啊本來想逃跑嘅跑慢啲，用嗰隻腳嗰個腳極辣咁啊！嗱，老實講，我真係用過嚟啊，後邊講。你見到咧，我多謝 PolyU 啦，BRE 嘅部門啦 ，Building and Real Estate 嘅 department 啦，咁啊我同一時間試咗5款，玩咗好耐。咁啊係啦，對唔住，真係唔係劉青雲同古天樂嚟㗎，嗰個我嚟㗎 ，OK。咁有幾種點啊？第一款咧，我哋用 Model One， 我唔特別講牌子啦。咁其實後邊有嗰度，我幫佢賣廣告先。我同佢冇關係㗎，強調啊，我做 research 係 OK。發覺咧，佢嗰個係叫 rigid frame、rigid beam 硬鋼線嚟嘅。老實講，硬鋼線幾阻掟嘅，你轉身佢有條硬鋼線阻住你做嘢，我覺得有啲問題。好似喺最尾嗰張相，你見到咧，其實我背脊多條尾龍骨出嚟嘅，我一轉身可能會勾住啲嘢，會產生一啲 hazard， 即係我覺得有啲風險嘅。第二樣嘢咧就重啲，相對上，因為你話唔係啊，拎住都好輕啊，但係着住成日就好辛苦啦。咁再落去啦，有陣時係着嗰陣時咧，有人幫手，我自己又着唔到。有人幫我哋着上去，又綁好多嘢咁樣。咁喺翻工嘅時候咁趕忙，咁啊仲要我揾人幫，真係幾難搞喎。咁啊幫完你之後，你走咗去啦。咁邊個幫我咧？咁啊因為問題唔舒服，仲係好貴。呢個聽聞講都即係10萬 around 呢啲咁嘅國外。咁啊死啦！咁地盤有100個工人，我點買咁多套咧？咁啊呢個問題。咁另一樣嘢咧就係一個咧就係上半支嘅，又係另一款啦。你見到唔同咗嘅。個外骨架咧比較輕盈啲嘅，咁佢做嗰時咧主要動作啦。頭先嗰套咧就主要係將我上半身嘅，就翻頭先嗰張先。主要呢個係將我上半身去抬嘢嘅重量咧，就唔經我個尾龍骨，直接落咗個 hip 位度，轉我隻腳度，即係 bypass 個尾龍骨。咁第二款呢個咧就想幫我想趴低做嘢嘅時候，佢就定住咗我，好似人掹住我背脊咁樣，幾舒服嘅嗰下。咁但係咧又係好多支架後邊會去定住咧，亦係一個人着唔到啦。咁另外都係其實佢包住咗咧，其實幾熱嘅。咁我覺得都唔舒服嘅。咁你叫我着一陣間玩下冇 OK 啊？同埋都幾貴。我問佢哇，得幾條鐵線做嘅收呢個價錢咁得意嘅喎。咁唔緊要，因為科研嘢嚟嘅，我明嘅，我都做呢行。係啊，我啲都好貴嘅，其實我啲都百幾萬一架 OK。咁再落去啦，咁呢一個咧有啲唔同。我而家9條鐵線喺前邊嚟嘅。嗱，前邊呢隻咧，頭先嗰隻就掹住我背脊，呢隻就托住我。咁你見到咧，其實尤其是第3張相咧，你見到咧，其實咧，我話佢真係綁住我唔舒服，睇個肚腩擠咗出嚟。OK， 真係擠住咗，綁住咗，好唔舒服啊！咁嗰日就冇咁痛我咯，但係我覺得自己就 OK。咁希望長期落去會瘦啲個人會 OK。咁但係其實佢舒服過第2款嗰款嘅。咁所以我覺得呢個都幾好，輕好多。咁埋咧佢就托住我，咁主要都係幫手咁樣，即係會擁住我，好似有挨住咗喺個耳 pan 度咁做嘢啦，我舒服嘅 OK 嘅。咁但係就即係佢包住做嘢嗰刻係舒服啦嚇。咁再落去啦，呢一個咧就好似雀仔咁樣我用咗之後，我升高嘅時候會動又咁啊隻手會彈咗上去，咁啊好大力先落翻嚟嘅。咁啊佢話我幫手拎重嘢舉咗上去㗎，拎咗上去之後落唔翻嚟。 好得意，即係好大力先落翻嚟，咁啊好得意啊！但係又綁住好多嘢，咁啊你見到後邊叮叮噔噔咁啊好多嗰啲嘢。嗱，唔好意思，我比較市井啲，希望大家冇咁眼瞓啫。OK， 我教書嘅 OK。咁咧就同埋咧佢嗰個 non-linear motion 啊，即係嗰個 linear power 一再突然間，一嚟一收又要我先落翻去。咁呢個係比較需要適應。OK， 咁啊再我得兩版嘅啫。咁啊最後一款啦係下肢嘅，呢個咧就係幫我手去企嘅時候可以好攰喎，咁佢可以踎低。咁啊可以咁樣坐喺度，又可以企翻起身，又可以成日踎低會彈踎起身嘅。咁但係都發覺行唔到嘅，我行唔到。咁可能我 size 同佢 default 嗰度有啲唔同啦。咁我覺得OK，我都試咗幾個之後咧，其實我俾少，即係我老實講，我做咁多 study，你都估到我做咩㗎啦。咁我都要俾啲 recommendation，我唔可以俾晒全部你啦。咁但係我即係講少少，我覺得第一樣嘢我哋真係要搞翻啲外骨骼咧，適應翻亞洲人，我哋 size。體質係唔同嘅，體格係骨骼唔同嘅。第二樣嘢咧就係應該咧，我覺得頭先你見到幾款都係叫做 rigid beam 硬身嘅。咁啊咩叫 flexible beam 咧？頭先日本嗰位朋友去嗰隻就 rigid flexible beam 啦，即係佢有啲膠嘅軟身，會貼服啲喺個身體度，係啦。咁再落去咧，其實我哋睇即係數字有講咗喺度啦，咁唔解釋啦。另外咧就係應該咧係喺個背喺背脊嗰度，就唔可以前面會幾阻嘢，咁所以咧其實阻住你做嘢，我會 prefer 喺背脊嗰個，咁啊所以我自己 design 嘅方向都會係呢個方向。咁後邊咧就再落去咧，其實我就想介紹下我隻機械人，不過時間夠啦。咁啊本來有段片嘅都唔好啦，不如過個 booth 度玩啦。呢隻叫做我哋叫跟尾狗，咁啊個運輸機械人啦。咁啊希望都 align with 我哋 SOH，因為佢可以載到250 kg 嘅重量啦。暫時嚟講負重最高嘅，而家佢係一個比較智能嘅一個運輸機械人啦。咁啊OK 啦。時間夠啦 ，OK， 唔該晒咁多位。
多謝晒白博士工程師 ，Thank you。跟住咧嚟到我哋今日最後一位嘅參展商代表啊，有請喜利德香港助理市場經理張志遠先生，同我哋主講提升建築安全，善用機械外骨骼和減塵電動工具，以減少肌肉筋骨勞損風險，並減少粉塵對社區造成嘅影響。我哋掌聲歡迎張生。
係，你好，大家各位好啊。咁我哋好啊，咁我咧就代表喜利香港啦嘅同事啦，介紹一下關於Dustless 啦一啲除塵嘅系統啦，同埋一啲外骨骼嘅系統嘅，即係 exactly 阿白博士講嗰啲。嗱，我着緊一套喺身上面啦。咁我都講一講關於我哋喜利德公司咧，其實係一間咩公司嚟嘅，係啦。咁我哋喜利德公司咧，其實係一間歐洲公司嚟嘅。咁我哋橫跨好多唔同嘅國家咧，都有我哋同事喺度啦。咁每日咧，我哋都會落地盤咧，去問下啲行家究竟有啲咩 pain points啊，或者有一啲乜嘢嘅你哋 concern 嘅嘢啊，各樣嘢嘅。所以我哋都好有經驗啦，喺個建築嘅行業入邊啦，係啦。好，咁之後咧，我哋涵蓋嘅範疇都非常之多嘅，由最基本嘅螺絲安裝啦，去到一啲 fire stop 啦，去到一啲可能係 service 啊 engineering service 啦，去到一啲係我哋依家資產管理啊、工具管理嘅服務都會有嘅，所以我哋真係可以都叫做代表到業界去講一講關於建築業入邊嘅事情啦，係啦。好啦，咁講咁多，建築業入邊都面對住好多唔同嘅 challenge 啦，好簡單嘅啫，因為而家成個社會、成個地球啦，都係講緊人口老化呢樣嘢。咁面對住一啲咩嘅問題咧？係啦，咁有幾個嘅 OK， 人口老化。好啦，就係咧，可能因為人口老化，我哋個人少咗啦，我哋嘅 productivity 變低咗啦，我哋會多咗人退休啦，少咗一啲有 skillful 嘅 worker 咧，去喺地盤度做嘢嘅。咁同時間地盤講工業意外各樣嘢，頭先好多條片都講過㗎啦，大家都接觸好多㗎啦，冧棚各樣嘢，每日都發生緊嘅。所以我哋都希望呢個 topic 會繼續延伸落去喺建築界做多啲貢獻啦，係啦。咁最尾啦就係成個 industrial 咧。希望變得專業化啦！我哋喺CIC 會嘅議會入邊都聽好多關於點樣將建築界變得專業化一樣嘢。咁我哋 Hilti 都好關注咗呢幾個 topic 啦 ，OK？ 咁咧去俾一啲相應嘅 offer 俾我哋建築界嘅同工嘅，係啦。好，咁講事不宜遲，講一講 Hilti 我哋喺呢一方面 health and safety 咧，究竟做咗啲咩嘅研究或者咩 topic 我哋比較關注啦。咁第一個咧就係關於啲工具上面啦。咁我哋每一部工具咧都有針對住唔同嘅應用嘅安全問題咧，有一啲 features 放咗入去入邊嘅。咁第二個咧就係關於點解無塵嘅一啲設計啦、無塵嘅一啲系統啦，陣間會講多少少嘅係啦。同埋我身上孭緊呢一件啦，頭先講咗好多啦，外骨骼呢一樣事情究竟係點樣嘅咧？點樣喺個行業度有一啲針對性嘅設計而幫到佢哋咧？咁 咁最後兩個嘅，可能今日會少啲提及啦，但我都有做到嘅，例如一啲建築嘅方法啦、新嘅設計啦，例如 MIMAP 啦，或者係一啲螺絲嘅安裝嘅，咁務求令到工地上咧都非常之安全嘅。好，咁啊事不宜遲啦，講一講呢兩樣嘢先，係啦，塵同埋個外骨骼，係啦。好，講關於塵咧，咁我就要講一講關於塵係啲乜嘢嚟先啦。OK， 好啦，塵，我哋每日都會見到啦，好麻煩嘅成日抹嘅嘢啦。喺所有建築材料入邊咧，我哋會 concern 一樣 material 嘅，就係 silica 矽，呢個矽塵咧叫做。基本上咧，所有嘅建築材料咧，或多或少都會有呢樣嘢噶啦。好，咁點樣嚟咧？點樣生產到咧？好簡單嘅啫，就係你喺個工件上面做任何加工咧，都會有矽塵或者塵釋放喺個空間入邊嘅。咁呢個就好明顯啦。你轉個窿好多塵飆出嚟啦，係咪？好啦，第二樣嘢就係咧，當啲塵落咗喺工地上面嘅時候咧，其實當你有流動、有車經過、有 traffic 嘅時候咧，佢又會再呢個再 circulate 再喺個空間度邊再係咁揚起，所以其實都係一個 source of 一個塵嘅一個來源啦，係啦。好啦，咁我哋關注塵有好多唔同嘅 size 啦，所以 that's why 咧，我哋都要講一講喺塵裏邊咧，我哋好針對住嘅咧，見到一個 job site 入邊有嘅塵咧，由0.1個微米去到100個微米都有嘅，即係唔同大小都有啦。咁我哋最 concern 嘅係邊一樣咧？就係大概0.1微米去到10微米呢一個 size 啦。因為呢一個 size 嘅塵咧，其實對我哋人體嘅危害係最多嘅，係啦，可以影響到係啲乜嘢咧？好簡單嘅啫。下至簡單少少、大粒少少 PM10啦，大家睇天氣報告、睇天文台都見過啦。PM10、PM2.5會影響我哋鼻敏感啊、哮喘啊，有啲好 common 嘅一啲疾病啦。下至到0.1微米啲非常細粒嘅塵咧，係入到我哋嘅肺泡嘅。而呢啲無機嘅一啲化學物質啦，入到肺泡係冇辦法降解嘅，而令到我哋喺行業成日都講一樣嘢叫矽肺病。咁咧，其實好多長遠嘅病毒咧，令到我哋好多嘅師傅啦或者工人喺工地上面咧都受到呢個危害嘅。嗱，咁講到關於塵咧，又可以講幾個好特別嘅數字俾大家聽下啦。OK， 好啦，第一個就係咧一粒好細嘅藥丸，藥丸咁細粒，平日食開嗰粒咁細粒嘅啫，喺一個1立方米嘅空間入邊咧，如果放晒出嚟喎，已經係超標1000倍 of 我哋嗰個職業嗰個 limitation， 即係我哋可能個職業要求個暴露個大概係好細嘅啫，咁而已經咁細粒嘅嘢做到呢個效果啦。咁之後啦，你又問咁幾多先會生產到咁多嘅量啊？只要一個工人喺工地度轉15分鐘窿嘅啫，即係轉一個石屎轉，好似我咁啊，轉15分鐘啦，咁已經生產咗1公斤啦。所以可想而知咧，成個地盤入邊嘅塵咧係好恐怖嘅量，而係全部都係對你好有危害嘅。好啦，咁啊講另外一個啦，就係咁啲塵都會跌落地下㗎，係咪？咁要跌幾耐咧？如果一啲頭先講啦，入到你個肺泡入邊，而令到你有矽肺病嘅一啲塵咧，佢會逗留喺個空間大概12日。但我講嘅空間12日咧，係你冇任何流動喎。OK， 你只要有嘢喐，有嘢稍為行過咧，其實啲塵又飄起㗎啦已經。咁所以嚟嘅一個咁長嘅時間漂浮喺個空間入邊，除咗引致可能係工地上嘅一啲危險之外啦，或者啲我哋嘅 health 嘅 impact 之外啦，咁仲有另外一樣嘢嘅，就係咧，我哋要諗一諗，究竟佢會飄到幾遠呢？呢粒塵對個社區有幾多危害咧？對個成個社會有幾多危害咧？就係咧，你可以諗下一個100 miles 即係幾多咧？即係一個好成起碼過百公里嘅一個距離啦。OK。咁咧就要講一講塵嘅大細啦。OK， 咁咧頭髮啦就見到最左邊啦。我啲頭髮啦。OK， 咁我頭先講有我哋 concern 嘅 PM10啊、PM2.5啦，甚至乎一啲頭先入肺泡0.1個微米嘅微粒啦。咁佢跌低落地下嘅時間都有啲唔同，或者距離有啲唔同嘅，係啦。咁一般 PM10咧就大概10米到100米度。咁其實你話哇都100米，其實都有機會飄出咗個工地㗎咯，係影響到個社區㗎喎。但係咧更加誇張嘅係咧，其實隔離粒 PM2.5咧係可以去到更加遠嘅，所以其實你會見到啦，成個距離，成個越嚟越細嘅微粒咧，其實對個社區嘅影響會更加之大嘅，係啦。咁所以咧，我哋就必須要 concern， 我哋有啲除塵系統喺個源頭度滅除咗佢啦。OK， 咁地盤咧老實嘅離不開都係5個做法嘅啫，鑽鑿切界磨，全部都係做工件，全部都係做石屎嘅。所以咧，我哋每一個工具入邊啦，個系統入邊咧，都會有一啲嘅 integrated system 啦，佢好似我而家手頭上嘅一部機咁樣裝咗落去嘅，咁就喺個源頭度搣除咗佢啦，係啦，即係移除咗佢啦。OK， 好，咁你見到兩條片啦，咁我就好快咁播啦。咁你見到左邊左邊冇嘅，右邊有嘅，咁我分別都非常之大㗎啦。咁喺用咗一個塵嘅移除系統入邊咧，其實咧你可以搣走咗97% 嘅塵嘅。咁咧當然你會提升我個生產力啦，40% 啦，亦都會令到啲工具更加襟用60% 嘅。咁我就唔播太耐啦。OK， 好。咁啊講完塵啦，咁啊講另外一個危害大家都唔好覺意嘅工人嘅，係啦。咁我同事可以上台啦。OK， 咁咧就係咧一個地盤工人攞住部油壓鑽嘢咯。咁其實好簡單，肩頸腰腳邊個位置咧都會受損嘅，都有勞損嘅。所以咧，我哋其實真係有需要頭先講嘅一啲外骨骼啦，去幫忙去減少呢啲嘅勞損啦，增加你嘅工作時間啦，各樣嘢嘅。好啦，首先咁我講一講我自己身上面呢套啦，就係 EXO-S 啦，個外骨骼啦。咁頭先係啦都有提及到啦。咁其實經歷即係我哋都有做過啲測試啦，咁去揾翻可以將啲力平均分散喺一啲肌肉比較大嘅部位，而可以令到你更加減少你嘅勞損嘅。咁頭先都講啦，都相對嚟講易着啦，見我都喐嚟喐去。上台講嘢都冇乜問題嘅，咁啊揮手都 OK 嘅，咁可以教力度各樣嘢啦，其實都好幫到大家喺唔同嘅工序上面咧減輕咗你嘅勞損嘅。OK， 好，咁啊唔特別細講啦，多數呢啲 overhead 嘅行業啦，咁就係將佢減少30% 嘅一個嘅 loading 啦，叫做每個位置勞損啦，係啦。咁咧在身邊個隔離咧有我同事啦，去俾一部叫 EXO-T 嘅產品啦，就係專門針對一啲咧打鑿嘅啲高位打鑿嘅一啲工具啦。咁啲數據嘢咧，我就時間唔多講啦。咁咧就可以陣間可以去我哋個 booth 度再長傾啦。咁佢嘅設計好簡單嘅啫，見到有一條 wire 啦，有一條 beam 啦，托住部機啦，一個智能嘅摩打啦，可以計算究竟你攞住幾重嘅一個工具，而去調校翻適到嘅力度啦，去翻一個啱嘅位置嘅，係啦。OK， 咁頭先啦，見到呢4個 typical 嘅一個應用啦，係喺長身嘅打鑿啦。我哋鏟牆啦、鑽窿啦，或者係鏟磚啦，都可以應用到喺上邊嘅，咁即係非常方便。但係實體感受咧，嚟我哋個 booth 玩下會好少少啦，係真係嚇。咁當然啦，你越重嘅工具，好似呢個越重工具啦，你就會越感受到嗰個嘅效能會越高嘅，即係會幫助到你可能長時間，我講緊1-2個鐘嘅打鑿啊嘅工作上面咧，係會幫助到你好好嘅，係啦。嗱，咁我就唔特別再講啦，即係各樣嘢都係關於啲長嘅應用啦，係啦，咁樣嘅好。咁啊，最尾啦講一句啦，咁我哋公司都係希望啦，有個 vision 嘅，就係 making construction better 啦，就希望帶呢啲科技入去個地盤入邊，令到各位工友更加專業啦，更加可以減少勞損啦，可以更加多嘅工人咧繼續喺呢個行業度繼續奮鬥、繼續拼搏嘅。好，咁啊，感謝大家。
Thank you， 多謝晒兩位。我哋今日嘅職安健創新及資訊科技研討會嚟到呢一度咧，就接近尾聲啦。